Hello, and welcome to episode 51 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
I am Jack.
And hello.
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 How are you? Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I can't do it as well as you.
Oh, thank you. It sounds a bit like Goofy, innit?
It sounds like you've got that TikTok thing on.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, grapes. I don't know why I said grapes.
I thought you were going to say your name, Margaret.
Margaret. Oh, thank you. Who knew? Who knew I could sound like I had a TikTok voice filler on?
It's very impressive. I can't do it. Give me.
Go on. Go on.
Margaret.
That's really
It's not
close.
as good as
Oh,
you,
it
though.
is. It is.
You're very consistent.
It's because I'm used to whinging all the time. I think I'm so used to being like.
That's very impressive.
Thank you so much.
I think it's quite impressive how you do it.
That's the episode. Bye.
See you later.
Yes, hello.
Episode
Welcome.
51.
Episode 51, baby. We've been doing it for 51 weeks.
50.
No.
That's not true.
No.
That isn't true at all.
How long have we-
It'll be 26 weeks.
26? That's still a really long amount of time.
26 weeks, yeah.
Considering there's 52 weeks in a year, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, is this our 6-month anniversary?
Oh my God, is it?
Oh my God, is this our 6-month anniversary? Hold on, everyone. When is this going to be going out?
The 10th.
No,
So-
it's not.
So, yeah, no, it's not.
No, it's not. It's going to be the recording after this. It's going to be the Monday after this, which is our 6-month
Yeah,
6-month
on the
anniversary.
17th.
On the
On the
17th.
17th, yeah, so it's the next
Wow.
6
So,
months.
God, we are creeping up to 6 months. That is absolutely
It's long,
insane.
isn't it?
It feels like we've been doing this forever,
And
but
also
it
5
for
seconds.
literally 2 seconds.
Also feels
yeah,
like we're brand new at it.
doesn't it? I wonder
Yeah.
what we should do for a 6-month anniversary. Like, should
Yeah.
we do something special?
Does anybody want to do anything?
Yeah,
Does anybody want anything in particular?
yeah. Does anyone want? I don't know.
Should we go over our old opinions?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, because our opinions have changed so much since we've started this on so many things.
Should we go back to like the first
Yeah, should we rewatch some
like,
of like
maybe,
the first
like,
episodes?
the first commentary one we did?
Yeah.
Because we did like the AI stuff.
Yeah.
And then we did some. Oh no, we did. Did we not do some AI
did,
commentary in the first
we
episode?
did Am I in the... Oh, sorry, can you blur that out?
What?
Sorry.
What?
The
word?
Yeah. Butthole. You probably have to blur that out as well in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, I think the very first video we did was AI and some AITI, right?
We did the one where we talked about we created like a couple of AI encounters.
Yeah.
When did we first do like the Ahmad?
I genuinely think it was the very first episode, because we had the really strange lighting. I was wearing my Sylvanas t-shirt.
All right,
And
okay.
the only reason I remember this is because we had the opinion of, we read the one where it's like, am I for accusing...
You just said it as
oh
well.
my God. For accusing my girlfriend of cheating on me because her
Oh,
D&D
yeah.
character is in a relationship. And that scarred me so much.
Oh my God, yeah, we posted that on
Oh
TikTok.
my God, because that was one of the first clips we ever posted on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And that was the clip that launched us into like being like into TikTok, right?
Yeah, because I remember we posted it, and I think it's got like 500,000 views on TikTok.
Yeah, which is by far the
And-
most views we've ever had on a TikTok.
And some guy,
Oh
I remember,
God.
some guy, one of the first stitches
It was
we ever
the
got.
first stitch we
Some
ever
guy
received.
stitched us, had like nothing, literally
Oh yeah,
nothing.
some weird incel
some
dude who was
random
like
incel dude.
Yeah.
Who has
he
no idea
actually-
about TTRPGs.
No. He
or
had no frame of reference about what we were talking
we were
about
talking
at
about.
all, and
Just-
he was like saying how like the dude had a right to be upset, and to be fair,
He had a right to say that his girlfriend was
cheating on him. And you know what? Genuinely, my opinions on how we handled that are completely different to how we would handle it
100%.
now.
I agree.
But it was the first stitch we ever got, and I was so excited, and I watched it. And I'm not this was some random, like, again, some incel dude on the internet, but he had like 25k followers at the time, because it was the very first time we'd ever been stitched. We kind of watched it, and it was the first person to be critical of it. Granted, it was our very first episode, and the amount of people in his comments were like, you are punching down on these people, because we had like 10 followers at the time.
We had like 10 followers and he had 35,000.
Yeah,
and,
God.
Oh, God.
That gives me goosebumps thinking about that.
Yeah.
How I remember. Do you ever do this thing where you're so scared that someone is going to like, I don't know, completely end your whole career?
Yeah.
It was one of those moments, and I was
may
like,
have accidentally said something wrong,
Yeah.
but you didn't realise.
I was like, it's ended before it even began.
Yeah.
And it was so scary. He ended up deleting it.
Yeah, he deleted it.
He deleted it because he got loads of backlash.
Yeah,
from
like
it.
an hour later or something.
Yeah. Man.
He was called something. So I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. I'm just going to say it was like something about like having an opinion.
Yeah.
It was
like so bad.
Blah blah. My opinion.
Yeah.
Blah blah. The commentator or something like that.
It was something real bad. Real bad. And he was obviously a misogynistic incel little rat.
Yeah.
But, such is life. And anywho.
That was our first ever stitch and
that
our
was our
first ever
stitch.
video.
It was horrible.
Oh my God.
It was absolutely horrible. It made us question whether we were doing the right thing at all. But that comes with the territory.
Yeah, and also it also makes you think like that was our first ever video, and yeah, I agree. Like we said some things that maybe now I would be like, I'd probably try and handle this a bit better.
Yeah,
I'd probably try and come at it from a couple of different angles.
Absolutely.
And I think that, but that's it. Like,
yeah,
being on the internet, you're allowed to, one, change your opinion.
Yeah, of course.
And two, like, it changes your opinion naturally because you see so many other people's opinions on what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I fucking didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Next time we tackle that sort of subject,
we'll talk about
it.
And
that.
yeah, exactly. In a more compassionate way, I think.
Yeah.
And that's just being a human being. And if you're not, again, we say it all the time, if you're not learning, then if you're not growing as a human being, then that's kind of ultimately when you failed, right? And I think it would be really interesting to go back over.
Should we do that? Tell us if we should do that. Should we go back and look over some of our early opinion videos?
Yeah. Even just like reviewing like our old videos, because we say it all the time. We were so different. In like the first, like, I'd say even like the first 10, we were so different.
Yeah.
And it'll be so interesting to see, like, our setup hasn't changed. Like,
the lighting has changed.
It hasn't changed that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. You know what? We'll do that. We'll go back over. Is it too premature to be able to go back over our videos in 6 months?
Well, it's 6 months, isn't it?
True.
It's an anniversary.
The passage of time, you know?
My dog is desperately trying to get through that gap.
Oh, no.
Oh,
we have to wall off. We've said it before. We have to wall off where we film because our back door is just behind me.
And he can't be outside on his own.
No,
he has to be supervised.
He's a liability.
He will eat anything he finds.
Yep, so he has to be supervised at all times.
He has to be supervised at all times, this dog, sadly.
He's desperate to go out.
He's not a particularly, like dogs have like
survival instincts.
Ascendant of wolf.
Yes.
And survival instincts. Like our dog has
none.
Zero.
Zero. Absolutely none of it.
He has 0 in survival.
Yep.
He would...
Oh yeah, no, he has negative in survival.
What's first?
I don't even have my notes open anymore. First,
professional podcast.
We got some Fanart. It's the return of Fanart, baby. There was a period where we had Fanart like every single week.
Yeah.
So thank you, and obviously thank you so much to the people who sent Fanart in.
Some beautiful Fanart.
Some amazing Fanart. So the very first one we'd like to go over. This is yet another mood board sent in by Dana.
Yeah.
I will link Dana's socials below. I think it's Dana's lit list on Twitter, Instagram?
Insta-Twitter?
Insta-Twitter. I will, of course, leave everything down below.
Twistagram.
That's it. Dana's on Twistagram.
It's new. I'm copywriting it.
Oh, nice. This is a mood board for the Red Priestess, for Abby's character.
Yeah, it is.
And Dana messaged me and was like, I would love to do this for Abby. Could you give me some insight about the character? I do this thing where I sometimes forget to reply to messages. I read them. I just forget to reply to them.
What? Nobody's ever done that before. Literally everyone on planet Earth does that. Even I struggle sometimes.
So Dana actually had seen the last session recap we did where Priestess had the dream of kind of the ravens flying overhead and leaving, etc., and her saving herself. And she came up with this, and we messaged back and forth, kind of spoke about it. And I personally think this captures Priestess so incredibly well.
Almost perfectly.
Like almost perfectly. What does it say in the middle? It says keep going no matter what. And Dana said this is in relation to when Nidhogg was like, I'm going to kill your friend.
Mhm.
And I turned to Abby and I was like, if we keep going, he's going to kill you. And she was like, well, what choice do you have? You have to
Yeah.
keep going. And Dana said that specifically, which gives me goosebumps thinking
That's
about it,
awesome.
to be honest. Abby has obviously seen this. Abby
Yeah.
absolutely loves it. I asked Abby if there was anything she would like to say. So we have the words straight from the horse's mouth. So, yeah.
Abby's a horse, cannon.
Yeah, cannon. We have intel straight from the Pentagon
Yeah.
about...
The Pentagon.
I don't know what that
Abby
means.
is a horse and a pentagon.
About what she thinks. So Abby said she loves that Dana was able to capture her spooky bougie vibes.
Yes.
She was like, if there's one thing that Priestess is, it's spooky and bougie.
In the bottom right,
Yeah.
is the
hand
the
puppet
goth
thingy.
glove.
Yeah.
the puppet glove thing.
Yep.
That links all the hands together with chains.
Yep.
That's a very priestess. She actually has that on her hand.
Yep, she does.
All
She
the
does have
jewelry
that.
and the necklaces.
Like the color grading in this as
The
well.
grey scale.
Yeah.
When I think of priestess, I think of like
Very grey and
black
red.
and white and grey.
Yeah.
With like flashes
Hints of
gold.
red, yeah,
Flashes
indeed.
of gold.
Oh, flashes of gold,
Because
yeah.
of all the jewelry.
The jewels, yeah.
It would be black, white, gold, red.
Yeah, agreed. I think that's pretty much exactly what the vibe is.
That would be the vibe.
And to be honest, Abby's kind of overall comments were like, it's really nice that people would want to make something for her, as she
absolutely
said,
amazing.
about a creature that lives in her head. And if that ain't the truth, and she's just really thankful. And she said she's just happy to be participating.
Just happy to be participating.
So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And from Abby as well, like thank you. It's really nice for us
Yeah.
as well to know that, like, yes, of course you love our characters, you love Jack as the DM, but the fact that you really like the people that we play with, especially Priestess. I feel like Priestess has a lot of airtime because Abby's like me. She gets the commissions done. She writes the big backstories. And, Rayla and Priestess are really close as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's really nice. It's really nice that people like to do this.
I think it's really well done as well.
I do too. I think it's a wonderful summary of Priestess, I think. So thank you, Dana. And from Abby as well. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Mwah.
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 Chef's kiss.
Chef kiss.
Chef kisses.
Mwah.
Kissy kissies. Mm.
So the next piece of fan art, this has been sent in by Trouble, and they are on. He is on our Discord, and their Tumblr link is poser-trouble. Of course, I will leave links below. And it's just a big angry Rayla. It's just
I love that so
know. It's just Ayla being.
I like the
grr. And he said, "Point of view, you're about to get mauled." And if that ain't the truth, if that ain't the God's honest truth,
we've never had one from Trouble.
No, we haven't.
Trouble is a new.
Yes.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, that is. It's we've not had one for Trouble, so thank you.
I love that sort of comic.
I do too.
Comic book art style.
I do
so
too.
Sick.
I don't know why. There's something about the way he's done the fur on his shoulders. I really like the way the fur looks on the shoulders.
I think it looks really well done.
I do too. I really, really love this style.
Yeah, it's really, really well done.
Really love this style. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. You've captured her perfectly. You know what? It's so funny. I don't really have a lot of angry Rayla when that's like 90% of Rayla's emotions.
I don't know if it's angry. Is it more pissed off?
Yeah, it's more pissed off.
I think it's more like fed up, pissed off.
It's more like at a wit's end.
Yeah.
Like just wants to get shit done.
Yeah. She's
like
you're in my fucking way.
Yeah,
I got shit
come
to do.
on. Like you're either with me or you're in the fucking way.
Or you're in the way.
Yeah.
That's very Rayla.
Yeah,
That's
it's very Rayla.
I love it.
I love it. I
well
love
done,
it.
Trouble.
Thank you so much,
that's
Trouble.
fantastic.
I love it. It's amazing. It's
so
gorgeous.
Cute. I love it. I think the style is fantastic.
I'm going to print out all the fan art that has been made of Rayla, and I'm gonna put it all on. I have like some wire. Should we put it all in here?
That would be safe.
Should I?
Yeah. Because we've got actual photo paper.
Yeah.
So we can get some photo paper and we can just put them up.
Oh, we should put something on this wall, to be honest. We've been saying for ages we need to put something on this wall.
We were thinking about getting a neon sign, but they're really expensive.
Oh my god,
they're
neon signs
horrendously
are so expensive. I understand why, the craftsmanship, etc.
Cool if we could get like the purple.
Oh yeah, no, totally. We will absolutely get a neon sign at some point. Yeah,
when
definitely.
we're rich and famous because the podcast blows up.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
1,000 likes when? 1,000 likes when?
1,000 likes when? So yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll put them up here.
Yeah, we'll put them up there.
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome.
I think that would be wonderful. That's a really, really good idea. We'll put all the fan art that we get from up here. Because Jasper's had some fan art too.
Yeah.
From Pip and Dana.
I don't know if we're going to have enough room.
I don't know if we're going to have enough room either, to be honest.
We can cycle through.
We can cycle through.
Yeah.
Well, We'll think about it. We'll think about
We'll
it.
definitely put some up.
Either way, I'm definitely printing them all out and I'm putting them in my office so I can look at them and be happy.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. Honestly, man, as Abby said, I'm just so happy to be participating.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm happy to be part of it. So thank you. We truly, truly, truly appreciate all the fan art. It makes my entire week getting fan art. It's amazing.
Margaret's brain happy.
It does. It does. It makes the brain do happy thing.
Brain do happy thing.
Makes the brain do happy thing.
The brain does happy thing.
I am sweating. I am so warm. Do I look visible? Oh.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Good. Everyone?
Thank you all so much for that.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel warm.
Oh, good.
Do I look red?
No.
No?
You don't look red at all.
Oh, thank you. Cut to me looking like I have fucking hives. I'm that red.
Just red blotches everywhere, and I'm like, no, baby, you look great.
You look great.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for the fan art. The next thing we would like to get on to is Only Homebrew Challenge number 4.
Only Homebrew Challenge number 4.
This is the last challenge in the theme moon.
Last challenge in the theme moon. If you haven't done one yet and you really want to do one, head to the Discord, head to the forum for the Homebrew Challenge, and get your submission in.
Yep, this is the last. This is not the last one ever. This is just the last for the theme moon.
And then we're going to put up a poll.
Yeah.
For the next theme.
Sure, yeah, that's a great idea.
I think we should put up a poll for the next theme.
That's a great idea,
We picked moon because obvious.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
We were always going to pick moon.
Come on. What else are we going to pick?
Yeah. Sun? I don't think so.
Do you
get
know
out
who
of,
we
Get
are?
out of here.
Do you know which
Entity,
podcast
kill him.
Get him.
Kill him.
Get him.
Yeah, we'll put up a poll. That's a great idea. We have in our Discord. I don't know why we didn't do this sooner. We've created a poll channel where we ask polls all about what you would like to see from our videos. We'll ask what you want the theme to be, etc. So
yeah, we put up a poll about do you want to do for the Thursday video? Should we do some D&D 101 or should we do another character sheet?
And overwhelmingly,
you all wanted the character sheet.
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you so much.
We put up a poll about the classes, and then loads of you voted for Artificer.
Listen
I
here.
know you're doing it because you know we don't like the class.
I know you're doing it to torture us.
I know you're doing it because you don't like the flavour of the class.
Yeah, I know that's why. So I'm begging you, I'm on my hands and knees. Stop voting for Artificer. Because I can see who does it. I know.
We know who you are.
I know you're all doing it to
we know who
the
you
piss
are.
out of us.
If you want input onto which Beyond the Character sheet we do next, you can go to the community post on YouTube, or you can go to the Discord and go to the poll. What's it called?
It's called Podblast.
Podblasts, and you can vote on which class we do next.
Yeah.
Currently, Warlock is winning.
Warlock is winning. Then it's
obviously.
Then it's fucking Artificer. So
I think it's Bloodhunter.
I think it is Bloodhunter. Actually, yeah, it's Warlock and Bloodhunter.
Here.
Yeah, well, you know, it comes with the territory, doesn't it?
Got a lot of edgelords in the Podblast community.
Yeah, that's that. Listen. We love our edgelords here.
Yeah,
we love them.
Yeah. I'm surprised Rogue isn't higher.
Rogue, to be fair,
Rogue fucking edgelords.
Rogue is also up there as well.
So
stop fucking voting Artificer, please. I
can't wait for Artificer to be number 1, and
then
then just have to do it.
Yeah,
on Artificer.
I know. We are at your every beck and call. We are at your whim, but please, for the love of God. So yeah.
Should we just do it out of
just out of spite?
Out of spite. Yeah. Just get it done and finish it.
Like recommendations for Artificer, none.
0.
End of the video.
End of the video.
It's a 10-second video. So yes, we are rolling today for the 4th and final installment of this cycle's Homebrew Challenge for Moon.
Watch us do Artificer and be like, I love Artificer.
I know. That's what I'm dreading. That's what I'm dreading the most.
Why are you dreading it?
Because listen.
I won't play a druid.
Yeah, listen, I'm a druid, and that's all it is.
And
all
apparently
right?
a paladin.
And apparently a paladin. I'm thinking of playing a paladin. Anyway, shall we roll this challenge, Jack? Huh? Go on. Oh, no.
Okay,
so yes, this is the 4th challenge. I am going to roll on the table. I will put the graphic up here.
Graphic.
We ask this every single time. What is everyone excited for? I am once again excited for either an NPC, a BBEG, or, to be honest, like a monster or something like that. I'd be excited for any of them. What about you? Nice.
BBG.
Yep.
Yeah, do you know what? I'd like to see some monsters. I think.
I'd like to see some monsters too.
I'd like to see some monsters.
Yeah.
So we can't roll a 1, a 3, or a 20.
Yeah, and if
Just
we
so
do,
you know.
we'll just re-roll them.
Okay, here we go.
So,
Here we go.
let's
Here we
take
go.
a look.
Here we go.
You can't see. I could
Everybody
make up.
give the dice a kiss.
Mwah.
Mwah.
I could make up any number here. Go on, kiss it.
Why aren't you kissing it?
Oh, well, I guess we're just not going to roll it then, are we?
Never.
No. Bye.
Let's roll.
Right, okay, so it is a 7, which is a ring.
It's a ring.
It's a ring. It's a moon. A moon ring. Yeah.
A moon ring.
A moon ring.
A moon ring.
It is. So, this number 4 homebrew
Nice.
challenge, the final for the theme of moon,
It's a ring.
is a ring.
Nice.
And dude, you know what? There is so many
So
things.
many rings.
Wow, there is so many options
rings.
for rings.
That you can have rings that, damage-based things. You can
Yeah.
have rings that are utility-based things.
Yeah.
You can have rings that are like role-play-based things.
A ring can kind of do
Kind of
anything,
do anything.
really, to be honest.
be anything. I think this is going to be our most, we're going to get the submissions in for this,
Mhm.
and there's going to be so many different ones. This
So
is going to be
many-
the most versatile one so far, I
Yeah,
think.
so many vastly different ones.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I completely
A
agree.
ring in the theme of moon. If you want to take part, head to the Discord, head to the Homebrew Challenge forum, and get your submission in there. You do not have to conform to the form that we put in there.
Yes,
That is
yes.
just if you're struggling to get started, follow that.
Yeah.
You just sort of fucking go crazy, go stupid, you know?
Yeah.
You just
Honestly,
do what you need to do.
Genuinely, you can write it however you want to write it. The form is just there as a guide,
Mm,
honestly. And as well as that, if you have any questions, if you think it's maybe outside the box a little bit, just ask. We have a discussion thread within the forum where, the mods are always
The
in.
mod's there.
We're in as well. If you have a question,
At the
don't
Mob
be
Blasters.
don't be afraid to ask it, and we'll give you the answer.
Yeah.
Chances are, you probably can do the thing that you wanted to do. Do you know what I mean?
It's fine. It's the only thing we obviously request is it's not too long.
That is the only thing.
Because, when you have to read through 30, if they're all pages long, that's going to take a little too long for us.
That's it. The only hard rule we have is it has to stay within the Discord message limit.
Yeah.
And I understand some of you in Nitro, you can post slightly longer messages, but just use.
Fuck you, Nitro.
Fuck your chicken strips.
Fuck you, chicken
But
strips.
just if you could please keep it as succinct as you can.
Yeah.
But don't.
But, with the simple weapon, people were like, I remember Nate was like, can I do a pistol? It's
Mhm.
yeah. What you just got to consider is simple ranged weapons don't have a crazy damage dice because that's why it's simple.
Yeah.
Don't have a crazy range. That's why it's simple.
Yeah.
It's like, look at the other things. Look at the sling or something like that and be like, okay, it has this range. I'll stick around there. It has this damage dice. I'll stick around there.
Yeah.
Just break the mold, baby.
Yeah, totally. That's
don't
absolutely
conform
fine.
to the norm.
Yeah, but conform to the character limit,
Stick it to the man.
Yeah, honestly, if you ever have a question, just ask.
Yeah.
Someone will be able to answer it for you. A mod, us, someone, definitely. So get your submissions in.
Get your submissions in, and then we'll put a poll up for the next theme.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start again another 4. I think we might try and change out the 4 that we've done.
I agree.
So
I
if we
think
change out the 4 that we've done.
Yeah, I agree.
and try and-
Cycle through the whole list.
So then if we take out those 4.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
then we put a new 4 in, and then the next time we take out the 4 that we got, and then put the old 4
Yeah,
in.
until it's completely
it's complete.
cycled
Yeah,
through,
yeah, yeah. I
and
think
then
that's
we
good.
can go again. Agreed. I think that's a good way to
Now
do
we're
it.
going to think of 4 more categories, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Give us some category suggestions if there's anything that you don't see on there that you want.
Yeah. Or we could just, cross them out, and if we roll them, just re-roll them again.
Yeah.
So, whatever. We'll work something. We'll work something out. So
All
thank
right.
you. Get your submissions
Get your
in.
submissions in the
And
Discord.
the winner for number 3 is going to be announced on Thursday,
Thursday?
I think.
We're all fucked up.
We're all discombobulated,
So
to be
you'll
honest.
have heard last episode
Yeah,
when
so
we did
last
the monk,
Thursdays, which is technically today for us. We're filming it after this one.
and we're also getting it out this week. We wanted to be the best content creators that we could be. The monk came out last week.
Yeah.
And we wanted to get it in for this week so we could get it out as early as possible
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
So we recorded an episode last week.
For
That's now going to
advice.
be
next week.
That was going to be next Thursday, and the month it's all
over the place. It's all over the place.
But that episode will be going like, oh, it's episode 50. It's going to be episode 52.
Yeah, it's going to be this Thursday. It's going to be the Thursday after you watch this.
So just bear with it.
Yeah,
just bear with it. We're going to be talking about the Homebrew Challenge and all sorts.
Yeah,
just forget about it.
Yeah, just forget about it. Just forget about it. We'll put a little disclaimer in the beginning. Just forget about it. Don't worry about it.
Forget about it.
So that is the Homebrew Challenge. The winner's announced at some point. My brain is too discombobulated to be able to put into words when, but there's going to be a winner announced at some point.
This Homebrew Challenge is being announced.
Oh, we haven't even said when this is going to be.
So this goes out on the 10th. And closes on the 17th.
On the 17th, yes,
yeah?
Yes.
And that'll be the last one for the moon theme. And then we're going to move on to the next theme. And then the winner of it will be announced on the 20th.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something along those lines.
Something along those lines. So, I suppose...
Thank you for every single person who puts in the submission.
Oh,
you guys
truly.
are crazy.
Yeah, truly.
Like, it's insane. It's so amazing. Head to the Discord and just have a little look at everyone's submissions.
Yeah.
Because there's some, we have to pick through them. And there's like 30 at a time.
Oh my God.
And some of them are so special, and we can't pick more than 3.
I completely agree. Like,
well, we could, but
yeah, like the submissions that you guys put in. You guys have the brain cell. I would say
you're very talented.
You are. It's insane how people think outside the box. It's insane how similarly people think. There was a lot of things that were like in the same vein but completely different, and I think that's the joy of D&D, really, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
That's the joy of anything creative. Like, everyone thinks differently.
Everybody
and everyone
interprets a task in a different way.
Totally.
Or interprets anybody could read like a line of dialogue and deliver it in a million different ways.
Yeah, definitely.
And then interpret it a million different ways. And that's
definitely.
why, it's so good and so cool and so creative.
I'm so glad we started this Homebrew Challenge.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you so much to Sherry, our mod, who suggested we did it. Yeah. It's been really nice to be a part of. It's been really nice to see people coming up with things and being creative together. It's just been good fun, innit?
People who win are like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's just like...
Yeah.
It's just special.
I know,
innit?
it is special. It is
just
special.
Nice to for you to be so hyped to just get mentioned on the podcast.
It's so nice of how supportive everyone is as well. And we host watch parties every week on every episode on our Discord, where we watch the episodes together with people, and especially the ones where we announce the winners. God, the hype that people give each other when they win or the runners up. It's so special.
Anyone is welcome in that watch party.
Yeah, 100%.
You can sit and watch the episode as it goes live with me and Margaret. And everybody else in there, and we'll just have a happy goofy time.
Have a little bit of a chit chat.
You don't have to be invited. All you need to do is mute your mic.
Yep. Hey, done automatically, baby. Done automatically.
Get yourself in there.
Please
I'll see you there this episode.
And anyone who's watching the watch party right now, mwah, mwah.
And just amazing. Love you all.
We do.
What's
so
next,
very much.
Bitch?
Oh! This nickname for me is bitch. Has anyone picked up on that? I'm sure some people have been
Her nickname for me is also bitch, by the way. Just so you know.
Hello, I call it everyone.
Hello, bitch.
Hello, bitches. Hey, listen, it's just how it is.
It's a term of endearment.
It is a term of endearment. But you'll never know. Who knows? I keep you on a knife's edge. So the only last thing we have to go through is the campaign update. We went back, we played D&D again, baby.
Yeah,
we had like more than 2 weeks off. It was like...
we had a week and a half off.
Yeah. Oh, did we? Was it?
We missed a week, and then we were going to play. No, yeah, then we had 2.5 weeks
off. Yeah, we had 2.5 weeks off. Yeah. So it was so good to play D&D again.
We had to change the date, so we played on a Sunday.
Yep.
We played in the middle of the day.
It felt really nice.
We played at 2 p.m.
Yeah, it felt really nice to play in the day. It felt good to play on a Sunday, to be honest.
Yeah, we ordered some food.
Had a lovely time.
It was good crack.
Yeah, listen. You will know when you've had a couple of weeks off D&D, no matter how long you've been playing it, when you go back in, you kind of forget everything.
Oh yeah, gone.
Like
head empty.
Oh yeah,
forget everything you know.
Forget done. Like
finished.
You go in, you forget who you are, you forget where you are, you forget what you're doing, you forget your abilities.
I turn up and I'm like, do I know how to dungeon master?
Yeah, do I
remember how to dungeon master?
Yeah. So we started the session. We had started a fight at the end of the last session we played. So the very first thing we had to do was a combat.
Yeah.
And we had forgotten, we managed to get a surprise round in. end of last session. So we started like, what the fuck are we doing?
You downed one guy and 2 guys were weak.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there was so there was 4, 5, 6, still 7 enemies.
Yeah. To be fair, we got through the combat like relatively quickly. I think like we
still an hour and a half.
Was it?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that, but you know not.
He's bossed it. He's the great.
Yeah, Igneous once again nearly died.
Yeah.
But that's just a common theme, you know?
Like there's I do like to if an enemy wants to like I don't know, you're getting beaten up by Rayla and they want to move away and attack somebody else. Like I'll always have it be a random roll between like people, or if it's between you and Priestess, I'll roll for it. If there's no obvious person I need to attack, let's just say my enemy goes before them.
Yep.
I'll always roll, and it's always Igneous.
It's always Josh.
I roll it out in front of the group.
I don't know how it happens. It's there's a joke where we're like, there's no point you even rolling because it's going to be Igneous. And it is every single time. So poor Igneous got absolutely laid into. He was fine. I don't think he even went down. We managed to somehow bring it round from that.
I'll just give you a little spoiler. They downed a satyr who was going to be a magic caster.
Yep.
So they got that person out of the way first. There was 4 quicklings. There was 2 eremods.
Yeah, and a giant.
And there was 1 cloud giant.
Yeah.
So it was a tough combat.
It was a tough combat. Especially again, 2 weeks off, not really knowing what we're doing. But we managed it and we got through it. And then we were basically on our way into a big town called Gortland, which is where Odiger, the vampire who had turned priestess, is once again residing with his vampires underneath the city. And we had encountered them there last time. Not the time Parent Gate happened.
No, this was the first time. This is going to be the third. This has been a reoccurring bad guy.
This is the 3rd time we're going to face up against this bad guy.
The first time he got away.
Yep.
He'd lost the fight, but he'd got away because you had to do something else.
Yep.
So he got away. The second time, you were 100% losing the fight.
Yeah.
And he turned Priestess's parents and then left
with them
to Gotland.
Yep.
To enact the plan that was supposed to be there.
And the last time we encountered the vampires, right? This was very early on in the game, so we didn't have all the answers. Now we know Fenrir is there, and we understand the very first kind of like group of baddies we encountered was this blood cult, right? And they were basically sacrificing people and draining their blood to something. We had no idea what it was. It was Fenrir, and they had a plan that they were going to bring like an eternal night. So Fenrir above could feast, slay all these people, and then below the vampires could feast on the blood. Basically, they would be able to walk and pick up after Fenrir.
So the eternal darkness would have meant that they didn't have to be below.
Yes, yes.
But obviously now, because you thwarted the plans of eternal darkness, they now have to still reside beneath the city.
Yes, yeah, but they were always paired with Fenrir.
Yes.
I don't think we necessarily know why they were always paired with Fenrir, like why they were sacrificing to Fenrir in the first place.
I think if you can critically think about it, you might understand.
Oh god, I don't have an ounce of critical thinking.
And you might understand what is to come in the Fenrir fight if you critically think about it.
Oh god, well, they were sacrificing...
What do you have?
Okay, we have Fenrir's Eye of the Ripper.
Yeah, what does that do?
It drains the blood from people and inflicts bleed damage.
What do vampires like to drink?
Blood. They like to drink blood.
So he is very good at
sucking blood.
Basically, Fenrir is very good at ripping things open and making them bleed.
Yes.
So that's the whole point. He's very good at drawing blood out of enemies.
Yes.
So he, and what did Skull say about him? Skull said to you,
in my defense, this was 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah. Don't. This, sometimes you need to remind your players of things because there's a lot of information that they get. Skull said he has no thrill for blood. He only has a thrill for the hunt.
Yes. So he just basically this is exactly what I was saying.
This is why they pair themselves together. Yeah.
But how did they pair? How did they?
Who do you think recruited the vampires?
Angerboda?
Probably, yeah.
So she went to them and she was like, is this when she was like kind of working on getting the children out of Vanaheim? She was like, oh, look, you like blood? Well, so does my son, but you can have it. Yeah,
You can
right.
have it.
Yeah.
He's a killing machine.
Yes.
Yet he has no thirst for the blood.
Yeah, and I think it was it Odiger's father who had said the first time we met them that he would basically wreak havoc, and then the vampires would never have to lift a finger
That
again.
was it, yeah. It was like, we don't have to hunt anymore.
Yeah, because
he does that for us.
and we'll just pick up what's left.
And all we need to do is just help out.
Yeah. So, that's basically, that was the plan the first time we saw them in the beginning of the campaign. That's still the plan now.
Yeah.
And Fenrir is actually here. The Fenrir is no longer this thing chained up in a different realm. Fenrir is here. Fenrir is walking. And
sat upon Gotland.
Yeah, sat upon Gotland. So we're on the way there. Sorry, that first 10 minutes was me just conspiracy theoring there.
Yeah.
We end up going into Gotland. We don't necessarily have much of a plan. Because, why would we? But basically we have to go over the walls. Listen, we're not an athletic group.
No.
I have to be honest, we're not. It took us a very long time. And this whole session was kind of us having to think reactively and think on our feet and do things.
Yeah.
And there was obviously guards patrolling the wall, right?
Yeah.
There was like a grassy hill that we had to get up to get to the bottom of the wall. And then there was the wall that we had to get over. And we had narrowly escaped the sight of this guard, and then the last minute we fucked it up and he saw us, right? Abby has something called Blood Puppet, because she's a blood cleric, and she can basically puppet a humanoid and get them to do kind of whatever. And she was like, I puppet him to yeet himself off the wall.
He'd seen them. And he like peeked over and looked down the wall, and he was about to often call for help.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I blood puppet him to try and get him to like move off the wall.
And you were like, does it say that they can't cause harm to themselves?
So like some like commandy spells, things like that, make like say like you can't have them like
suggestion,
you can't have them like harm themselves.
Yeah.
But blood puppet doesn't say that, so I was like, totally
fine. Yes.
So he just climbed over the wall and jumped.
You know that meme of Lady Gaga where she jumps into the stage?
Just like that. And then as that happened, everyone else was like, right, let's attack. Matthew misses. What do you do, Margaret?
I'm like, as he hits the ground and starts to slide down the hill, can I thorn whip him and grab him by the neck, and can I lynch him?
Can I hang him with a thorn whip?
Can I lynch him?
So
and then the rest is history.
She rolled an attack. She hit. I let her do. So there was some fall damage. Then there was normal thorn whip damage, and I asked you to roll an extra 2d6 for the hanging.
Yeah, for the lynch damage.
And then
Josh used sorcerer's burst, and it burst twice.
Yeah, and then obviously it's an exploding dice on a 9 and a 10,
and it burst twice.
And it burst twice.
It was poor dude. Yeah. We annihilated this.
It was a vampire. It was like a vampire spawn, and they have a decent amount of health.
Still fucking annihilated him.
And then you absolutely
annihilated
him in one turn.
So we do we do that. We have a nice little outing doing that.
Yeah.
We finally get over the wall. We get into the city, and we're like, we've come because we met a vampire hunter again in the very beginning of the campaign called Vinriel, and Priestess has been keeping up with Vinriel, and that's how we knew that the vampires were back in Gotland, because he had been tracking them. Before we had come to Gotland, he was like, I need help. I'm under the floorboards of this house, and I can't get out, and I need you to get me out.
Yeah,
so
basically he was there, like, request of Priestess, like, just keep an eye on the vampires until we get back, and then we will, like, enact this plan together. And then he was there, like, okay. And then suddenly, there was not just vampires, there was giants, there was people from Vanaheim, there was Fenrir, and then he was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no, I'm fucked.
So he couldn't escape, so he hid himself under the floorboards of this house.
Yeah, he took refuge under some floorboards. Yeah. So we find out which house he's in. He gave us like a description. We find it, right? this is where we decided to split the party.
Oh yeah.
So there, I'm like, I can get some recon.
Yeah.
I'll go in. I'll turn into a spider. Rayla doesn't do it very often at all. But,
No, they're Vendari shapes.
They're Vendari shapes,
They're
let's
Vendari
face
shapes.
it. But, in this scenario, this was kind of like the best way to infiltrate. So
Yeah.
went in as a spider. I go into the compound and everyone's kind of waiting on the outside of the compound.
Mhm.
And I see, 4 giants?
5 giants.
I see 5 giants.
There's like there's all types of giants. now.
Yeah.
Like all the giants from Jotunheim
Yep.
have moved in. And there are fire giants, there are storm giants,
Yeah.
there are cloud giants,
Yeah.
there are hill giants,
Yeah.
there are frost giants.
So Rayla's like, oh, this isn't good. She goes to the house.
Uh-oh.
She sees the reason Vinriel is stuck under the floorboard and he can't get out is because a big giant fucking fire giant is
Yeah.
sleeping on top of the floorboards.
Yeah.
So as this is happening, the group outside, the vampires are constantly walking past because they're patrolling.
At nighttime, the vampires patrol so everyone
Yeah.
else can sleep.
So there's this back and forth of them having to get out of the way, me not being able to communicate with them and not knowing what to do. So I basically go under the floorboards as the spider. I see Vinriel, I pop out, and I'm like, don't worry, my friends have a plan.
Yes. I don't know what that plan is.
But they have
But
one.
they
so
definitely have a plan.
we'll wait here until they move this giant. We hear the giant moving. Turns out it's not the party moving the giant. Some vampires have walked in and they're like, oh, you're needed.
Yeah. Some vampires came in. They all hid around, like, on the inside of the compound with the sleeping giants.
Oh my
The
god.
vampires came in, open the door, and go to this almost like leaderish
Yeah,
giant that's, in the house that is on top of Vinriel,
Yep.
and say you're needed. So he comes out of the house, wakes another giant up, and says, "Keep a watch while I'm gone."
Yep.
And it all starts to go.
It all starts to not.
It didn't go
It
wrong.
didn't go wrong.
Yeah.
But at that point, it was them trying to firefight being seen,
yeah.
and they were seen.
Yeah.
And Abby had said, like, we have a hammer that we can use once a day, and it will grant you like a feat. It will grant you something.
Yeah.
And Abby was like, I'm going to use the hammer just to give me a plus in charisma.
Expertise and charisma.
Yeah, in case I need to pretend I'm a vampire working here. Thank God she did,
Mhm.
because they're spotted immediately.
Mhm.
Priestess just whips her hood down
Mhm.
and goes up to this giant and just pretends to be like a vampire in charge.
Yeah.
And she gets a natural 20 on the persuasion.
Yeah.
She manages to talk this giant out of killing them on sight,
Mhm.
first of all.
Yeah.
And not only that, she manages to get him to get one of his friends to
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
But the problem with that was Priestess had to then take them out. So then Hermeta and Igneous were like, and Rayla's still under the floorboards
Yeah.
with Vinriel. So me and Vinriel get out of the floorboards and we hide in the corner of the house.
Yeah.
And we're watching out of the window to
Mhm.
see what's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if worst comes to worst, we're just gonna have to run for it,
Yeah.
Vinriel.
I can turn into a
I can
horse.
turn into a
You
horse.
can jump on my back.
You cover your face, and we'll just run.
And we're just gonna run.
We're just gonna run.
We're just gonna run.
So thankfully, Igneous comes up with a plan.
Yeah.
And Igneous is like, I can vortex warp them out. I just need to get visuals on
I
them.
can twin spell vortex warp.
Yeah.
I can see them.
I just need to do that.
Mm.
So there's this whole
There's-
hide and seek
There's
game.
hide and seek, and this giant's like patrolling because he's now
And
suspicious.
now
And
suspicious.
there's vampires walking the streets.
Yep. Oh my
And
god, it's a mess.
There's like so many times where they like
Oh.
were so close, and
Oh.
sometimes even got caught,
Yeah.
and then like talked their way out
Yeah,
of it and
yeah.
stuff like that.
So in the end, we got vortex warped out. We get noticed,
Yes,
and Hermeta's very fast. So Hermeta is able to
stupidly fast.
just able to run away. Josh is like, Rayla, wild shape, get in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast fly on myself and Abby, and we'll get out of here.
hmm
That's exactly what we do.
Yeah, but they go to a main street. Basically, you see something on the way in that we didn't mention. There is Dagmar, the member of the Odin's Eye that
Yep.
they love very much. And Odin's Eye are like a bunch of scholars who are like very knowledgeable about the world and the
Yeah,
history of
yeah.
the world and all this stuff. And they see that fight that you had at the beginning.
Yeah,
was
it was because
a giant pulling a cart of Odin's Eye members.
Yeah, we wanted to rescue the Odin's Eye members.
Yeah, and they're basically they see a Odin's Eye member in one of the streets.
Yeah.
Strung up on a cross.
Yeah.
And they have like 3 gash marks across their midriff.
Yeah.
They've bled out.
Yeah.
And they're bleeding into drains.
Yes.
The blood isn't in the streets. It's going
down.
It's going underground.
Yeah. Which way we know where the vampires are.
Yeah. So they're stringing up another body.
Yeah.
And you get noticed.
We get noticed.
This fire giant that was chasing them comes behind them.
Fire giant comes up behind us. So Hemeta's gone. I'm a mouse in Igneous's pocket. And then the 2 vampires manage to grapple.
Yeah, they land
both.
They land attacks, which means they can grapple.
Both Priestess and Igneous, so they can't do anything. I panic and I'm like, okay, I'll try and fear one of them because I have an ability that lets me fear, and just to try mean they can't get closer or like they have disadvantage on the attacks.
Yeah.
Thank God, because we managed to get out of it. Josh once again avoided 6 hits.
4 hits this one.
4 hits. And
because one of them had disadvantage and then the other one just missed.
So we managed to fly away. Hemeta had Vinriel.
They both misty steps.
Yeah.
Josh had twin spelled a fly on him
my
and
God.
Priestess.
Oh my God.
You got in Josh's pocket.
Yeah.
Matthew had ran off. It was so close to all going wrong.
It was like this close to going wrong.
It was really bad.
So we managed to get out.
Yes.
And then we had some recon, we had a chat, and last episode, Priestess, when she was speaking to Vinriel, she was like, I have a proposition for you. Vinriel, desperate to get out, was like, I accept, I don't care.
Yeah.
Priestess then, we've calmed down a little bit. It's a little bit less chaotic at this point.
You're out the city.
We're out the city. It's just becoming dawn, so the vampires can't walk. And Priestess says to Vinriel, in a really long roundabout way, because Priestess did not want to just say it.
In a very Priestess way.
In a very Priestess way.
Saying what she means without saying what she means.
Yeah. She was like, look, you love hunting vampires. And
I love hunting vampires.
I love hunting vampires.
But for a different reason.
Yeah.
Because I want to help them.
I have learned a way to be able to, we now know it's called quell thirst of a vampire.
Which is what Fafnir did to Priestess.
Exactly. And Priestess has now been able to harness it for herself. So Priestess can walk in the day. Priestess doesn't feel the need to drink because of this.
Yeah, and the whole thing is at the beginning of the campaign, Fafnir came to Priestess, and this is what she did to her.
Yes, exactly.
And Fafnir's parting gift, because she realized that Priestess's belief was waning.
Yeah.
And Fafnir was never like, you have to pray to me.
Yeah.
Fafnir was literally like, I helped you because you asked for it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything for me. But Priestess desperately was like, no, I want to.
Yeah, yeah.
And she said, well, if that's the case, I'll train you to become what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that moment in the Nidhogg fight where Priestess died and sort of lost faith completely in Fafnir. Fafnir said I'm sorry, I haven't been there for you. Here's what you wanted all along.
Yeah, here's a parting gift.
None of you knew. You just knew she got a spell.
Yeah,
the spell was Quell Thirst.
Quell Thirst. And she basically said to Vinriel, look, I can stop this. I need to try and save my parents. I don't know if I can do it. I'm asking you, let me turn you, then let me quell your thirst to make sure I can do it. And then you and I can forever go forward and help these vampires.
Not just hunt, but
we can help them.
Sorry, we just had to pause for the dog because he was crying a lot to be fed. Mm-hmm. So Margaret got herself a drink. She stole my coaster.
I did.
Anyway, if they don't want freeing, then at that point we can kill them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's sort of like for Vinriel, he's hunted vampires his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And she sold it to him in a very awesome way, in a very clever way. And for him, it's the only way I could get to know my enemy better now
is to be one.
Yeah. But with all of the positives and none of the negatives.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like she said, he's old now, Vinriel. He's in his 60s. He's an old, grizzled veteran of hunting vampires. And he is coming into his later years of life where he's probably going to have to give it up because his body is no longer going to be able to commit to it.
Yeah.
And she was like, why don't you come with me and do it forever?
Yeah.
Let's just do it forever.
Vinriel and Priestess fanfic when? Huh? I failed to mention Vinriel is absolutely Abby's type. I don't know about Priestess, but Abby's type.
He's grey-haired with a bit of like
older gentleman
with a little bit of like low faded stubble,
a quiff,
coiffed hair, parted down the left side.
Yep. Traditional vampire hunter.
Yeah, very sexy, very sort of badass, old graying vampire hunter.
Yep.
And like I have no desire or intention to have a. But if that's what Abby wants for her
that's
and
what Abby's gonna get,
that's
baby.
what Abby can have.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if it's that either, but
they're
together for the long haul now.
They're in it. They're in a team. They're a team now.
Yeah, they're a team.
And he's committed. Unless he fucking dies.
Well, yes,
in the next couple of fights.
Yes, indeed. But he was basically just like, if you fuck this up.
Yeah, because this is the first one.
This is the first time she's ever done it.
Yeah.
And this is the first person she's turned, and this is the first time she's trying quell thirst.
Yeah.
So
she's gonna have to turn him, which means it's gonna be the first time like she's out of her own choice bitten someone.
Yeah. Although we did see, I failed to mention in the first combat, the combat we started on, she did try something new. She went in, she bit something and clawed something, which is something we've never seen from Priestess before. And also, I also forgot to mention, like in the last session recap we did, she gave up her armor and she gave up her shield as well.
No, I think we mentioned that the last campaign.
Did we?
Yeah. She gave up her armor and she gave up her shield, so now she's unarmored, unshielded as a cleric.
So I can only imagine that must mean something.
Yeah.
That must mean, especially with being able to do the like extra attacks. I've got some thoughts. Nothing's been confirmed.
What are your
yet.
theories? What are
your theories? What do you think? Why do you think a cleric would give up their shield and their armor and then suddenly go in with a completely new fighting technique?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? So she turns him.
Yep. She first of all, it was kind of scary for everyone. So Priestess was like, it takes me 10 minutes to quell your thirst.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 10 minutes where you're going to be unpredictable and you just have to fight it. And we tie up his hands, we tie up his feet. Priestess turns him, and like all of us are watching. We're kind of like huddled together in the back, like not really sure what to expect because we've never seen this before. And Priestess turns him, and there's a moment where he turns. He's in a lot of pain. He kind of writhes around, and it gets worse and worse and worse.
Well, it starts off sort of like calm, and then it gets quite bad quite fast.
Yes.
And then as the spell begins to take hold, it like eases off towards the end of the spell.
Yeah, so he's like he's like mad dogging us, basically trying to get to us. And Rayla's kind of watching this, and Abby described it as like when she's quelling his thirst, she was like, they both look really scary right now. She was like, Priestess like puts her knee like on his chest and she's like holding him down. And she said like Priestess is pale, she's a vampire, but she goes like ghostly white. And both her eyes and Vinriel's eyes, like the scleras go completely red.
The whole thing is red, yeah.
And there's a moment where they're both like, Vinriel's like convulsing underneath her and she's having to hold him down. And it was just really scary. The way she described it was scary. And Rayla starts being like, I don't think I like this. Like, I don't like this. Can we stop this? Because I don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
And obviously Priestess and Vinriel are out of it.
Yeah.
And I end up casting Hold Person on him, like just for a minute, just to try and calm him when he gets to the worst.
When it got really bad.
Yeah. And it all dies down. Everyone's very scared. And they come out of it, and Vinriel's all right.
Vinriel has had his thirst quenched.
He's had his thirst quenched.
So he was turned and then
immediately quelled.
Yeah, quelled straight away.
Yeah. So it was scary.
It was a success.
It was success, and you know, you described it as when Priestess bit him, right? And she started like drinking the blood. She had to like, it was her last wisdom save she ever had to make to finally control the urges of being a vampire, right? And she got a natural 20 on it, and she got a natural 20 with everything this session, by the way. The persuasion on the giant, persuasion with Vinriel, to the wisdom saving, she got amazing. And she did it. She managed to pull away. And I was like, you know that scene in Twilight when Edward has to bite Bella's arm to get the poison out or whatever. And Carlisle's like, Edward, stop. I was like, it's like that. No one understood. No one understood the reference.
Everyone was like, Margaret, shut up. And then, we're trying to have a serious moment here. And Margaret's like,
it's Twilight. And then at the end, you described Vinriel's eyes opening and they're red. And I was like, it's like Twilight. It's like Twilight. I was living my best life. So, yeah.
From that point on, you met up with your sister and Revna, who were traveling to meet you.
Yeah. And we kind of, once again, didn't really make a plan.
The loose plan is you're going to go underneath.
Yep, they're going to deal with everything up top.
They're going to go in the top and maybe draw some fire and try and clean out as many giants or whatever as they can. And then when you're finished with Odiga below...
Yeah, we're going to come up and we're going to deal with Fenrir.
You're going to come up and meet with them and then attempt to take on Fenrir.
So, listen, the next few sessions, I feel like I say this every single time, but the next few sessions are going to be really intense, really combat focused, really hard.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very excited. I can't wait for Abby, specifically Abby, to deal with Odiga. I hope we deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, we're at the point where if we're going to lose anyone, it's probably going to be in one of these two fights.
Yeah.
We only have 1 diamond left for Revivify, so that's not good. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Abby. No, for Priestess to hopefully overcome her parents thirst, because Abby made it clear Priestess never wants she doesn't want to cure them. She doesn't want to cure them of vampirism. She just wants to help them live with what they've inevitably done since, right?
Yeah.
And I also forgot to mention, when I was being a stupid tiny little spider underneath the floorboards and they were waiting for me outside, Abby caught a glimpse of her father patrolling. So yeah, it's going to be really intense. I'm very excited. I'm excited to fight Odiga, and I'm excited to fight Fenrir, but I'm scared. So please wish us luck, because by the time you see this, it will have happened. At least the Odiga fight would have happened. No, it wouldn't have. No, it wouldn't have. Never mind.
It's Friday next week.
Yeah. Well, wish us luck anyway, because we're going to need it. We're going to need it.
Big spooky vampire.
Big spooky vampire. Big spooky wolf. So, yeah. Well, that's the campaign update.
There you go, baby.
It was really good to play again.
It was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
I'm really excited to do the closing chapters of this campaign.
Same. Very much so. Very, very much so.
And also, we were talking in the watch party the other day, and somebody was like, oh, you're coming in the ending chapters of the sort of campaign. Like, how long has it been going for? And we said it's been going now for 33 sessions.
Yeah.
And to some people, I think that seems quite short.
Yeah.
And I think that is because
of Critical Role.
Yeah,
agreed.
And, like, he's a masterful storyteller. He has 7 players who write, like, extensive backstories.
Yes.
He has a huge world to explore.
Yes.
Like, for me, I like a lot of action.
Yeah.
I like things to be ticking along quite nicely.
Yeah.
So, like, however long your campaign is, just because it's not 100 sessions like Critical Role doesn't mean it's less of a campaign.
No, of course
or
not.
anything like that. Because I feel like some people are like, I have to make it long. It's like, it can be however long you want. It can be the best campaign ever and be 10 sessions.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Just I don't put a number on it. I actually thought this campaign would be longer than it is.
I think it's going to be shorter than last campaign.
Potentially. But, like, I think it was, you guys just powered through.
We do.
So much of it.
We don't really dilly-dally. I know a couple people would, but we don't really dilly-dally.
You guys don't dilly-dally that much. And I don't mind dilly-dallying, but it's because I have stuff planned.
Yeah, we want to get to our backstory stuff. We want to get to the end of the story. Yeah, we want to.
And, like, I can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say something, but I can't remember. Yeah. I like a succinct campaign.
You do. Like last campaign, and it was only 3 players. It was 42 sessions.
Yeah.
And we've just finished 33. So yeah, I think this is probably going to be shorter, really.
I think it's going to be shorter or basically the exact same.
Yeah, agreed. I
think you could probably tie it up in the next 7 sessions.
Yeah, I think so.
And it could be done by 40 to 42.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. So we're nearing the end, friends.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
But God, it's going to be sad. It's going
Yeah.
to be sad putting this campaign behind us. But then we move on. World continues to turn,
The world continues.
Indeed.
And yeah. It's exciting, isn't it?
Just exciting. So thank you, everyone, for being so invested in our campaign updates. This campaign update was, being honest with you, a little bit of a shit show. But that's why we play D&D. That's some of our favorite sessions where we just mess up and mess up and get ourselves in stupid situations.
Not a huge amount happened.
No.
Because it was such a densely compacted town.
Yeah.
Full of enemies.
Yeah.
Like, it was going to take a long to do. It was going to take a long time to do, like, even the small amount of tasks.
Yeah.
Because you were going to run into so much when you're in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you did. And now you understand how dangerous it is when you're in there.
Yes, indeed. So, that's it. That's your lot.
That was loud.
And now, oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, no.
That was loud.
Did that make you jump?
A little bit.
I'm so sorry. So yeah, that's it.
Let's get on to topic.
Let's just get on to topic in an hour. Well, the timer says an hour in.
It'll be about an hour.
We had a lot to get through today.
Yeah.
This episode. I feel like
It's always like that Monday.
It is always like that on Monday. Watch Thursdays be like, hello, goodbye.
Hello. Here's topic.
Yeah, it's never going to be like that. Anywho, so as you can see, this is an Am I the Asshole?
It feels like ages since we've done an Am I
It does.
the
It has been a really long time. It's been like 8 episodes since
It feels like ages. And do you know, it feels like ages since we've done an unpopular opinion.
It does, doesn't it? We've been trialing a lot of new things. That's why.
Yeah, we're just
doing a lot of
going
stuff.
with the flow and doing what we want to do. You know.
So these are actually all submissions.
Oh.
These are all submissions.
Thank you for your submissions.
Thank you so much for your submissions.
You've got a submission that you want to enter to the Eldritch Podblast. Go to the description below in the YouTube channel, find our Google form, and submit your story there, and you could be featured on the Eldritch Podblast.
Yes, please do.
No matter how horrifying you think it is. Somebody in the watch party the other day was like, "Oh, I could give you my own unpopular opinion, but I don't want to."
Oh, we want to have it. We want to have it.
If you think your unpopular opinion is so bad, just give
Send
it as anonymous.
Give it as anonymous. Please. We'd love to. So, Am I the Asshole?
Go.
This is number 1.
Number 1.
And this has been sent in by Ryan, and she goes by she, they.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. Hello. So I am playing in one of my first campaigns ever, and something that a player/character said today really irked me. We are playing in a Ravenloft / vampire world, and I was playing a Dampier, which is like a half vampire. So I occasionally feed. Me and the DM kind of homebrewed it that if I went below a certain health, or if I went a certain time without feeding, that I'd feel the need to feed. So when we're in a house / dungeon for a few days, I haven't fed. I pull a character in the party aside and I ask him both in person and in game if he wants to know and keep my secret. I even made a couple of innuendos. He said, yes, of course, so I bit him. He didn't even take damage. Over the next few sessions, his character acts a little weird around mine, even going as far as making gestures and saying things that make the rest of the party know what I am. I obviously don't feed from him again and even keep my distance. And I do want to note that our 2 characters were pretty close before the bite. One problem arises because we have a vampire slayer in our party and a paladin who is very black and white. So I'm trying to keep this secret until our characters get a deeper bond.
A paladin? With black and white views?
No.
Somebody in the Discord the other day was like...
It was Alexis. Alexis was like,
I'm a paladin, man.
I know,
All paladins aren't like this.
I know. Honestly, like, the thing is, Alexis is so right. Like, you don't have to play a paladin like that.
No, you absolutely
don't. Made really good points as to why, like, you shouldn't play a paladin like that, and I completely agree.
Mm.
Well, today, my character gets low on health and ends up biting a thug who tried to rob us. I got a high stealth roll, but the paladin and vampire slayer both rolled natural 20s, so I was screwed. I end up going down due to the thug and being brought back up by another player who did not see my attack. And when I get back up, I disengage and I beg them to let me explain. They end up grabbing me and asking me questions, which I answer. Then, the character that I bit comes up and shows me his bite and called my character an abuser. I know that I could not get full consent because I couldn't reveal my secret. So am I the asshole? My character is now dead because the paladin heard I was an abuser and killed me. I was seriously crying for like the last 30 minutes of the game. Not only because my character died, but because she was called an abuser and is now in a grave on the side of the road, a looted corpse, and labelled something that I never extended her to be. Gee, well, that's sad.
That is sad.
Jesus Christ. Well, that's so fucking sad. What do you think?
So, the only thing I'm confused about is the bit where at the beginning, where they're like, I pulled the party member aside, and said, "Do you want me to let you into a secret?"
Yeah.
Did you just bite them there?
It sounds like they just bit him. Yeah, it looks like. So I bit him, and he didn't take damage. Like, I to be honest, I think Ryan's whole question is, I didn't get consent to do it.
Yeah.
So, am I the asshole? Now,
it depends how vampires work in your world. Vampires are confusing because everybody runs them differently. I run them differently. If you bit this person, they didn't take damage, they're not a vampire. They now know you're a vampire. You've let them into the secret.
Yeah.
Like, I do think you should probably have maybe been like, I need to feed. Can I bite you?
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have just bitten the character. No. I really don't think you should have, especially if there was going to be more dire consequences than what there was.
Yeah.
But I don't think that warrants being called an abuser.
If nothing happened, if nothing like came of it other than your thirst was quenched, this person isn't a vampire, they didn't take any damage, and it was just sort of like maybe even like an extending arm to be like, I'm ready to like show the group what I am. Then for this person to like start to tell the group what you are.
Yeah, first of all, like to immediately start making gestures and saying and like, as well as that, for them to just kill you, like, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's
completely wrong.
That completely, like, imbalances the you biting without consent. Do you know what I mean?
Also, it's like, for you to be like, look, I can explain.
Yeah.
For them to, I imagine, not have heard you out.
For them to just kill you.
Just kill your character.
Kill you. And then, you know, like, a grave on the side of the road, looted? Corpse.
They looted you?
Like...
Did you have, like, do these people have no...
Yeah, I know, like, how long... Then again, I know that there isn't really, like, any timescales in here, but, like, regardless, right? You've been traveling with this party. The other character obviously was close enough to be like, yes, of course, you can tell me a secret. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then to loot you? At
that point, it's like, everybody else in the group must be looking at these two people going like, fucking hell. Don't upset them. Because they're just gonna
steamroll.
Our friendship means nothing. Our bonds mean nothing. Like, literally, it doesn't matter how long we've been together. It doesn't matter that we've been friends or anything like that. As soon as you do one thing wrong, dead. You obviously aren't building strong connections.
No,
and you care more about like doing what my character would do.
Yeah.
Other than making friends in the group.
Like, I kind of get the impression here, right? So over the next few sessions, his character acts weird around mine.
And begins to...
I wonder if, like, there's been something said out of game as well. Like, again, this is me purely speculating. Like, for them to have such a visceral reaction, obviously... Well, I don't really know, because I was going to say the character obviously didn't like being bitten and obviously had a problem with it, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that the player did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's that. Ignore what I said then.
Not getting the consent for the bite. You should have got consent for the bite.
Yeah.
Nothing came of it. So, like, to then call you an abuser.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
In that moment, when the vampire hunter and the paladin found out, this person wanted you to die because they were like, look, she's an abuser, kill her, she's an abuser, kill her. It's like, why are you doing that?
Like, and again, Ryan says the characters were close before this happened as well, and it's like, you know what? No, I do stand by what I said before. Like, if the player is making the character go, oh, she's an abuser, do you know what I mean?
Like,
that's a bit dog shit.
A lot of people have secrets. Like, literally, like, in our campaign, we had a secret vampire.
Yeah. Like, we literally had a secret vampire.
Abby at the beginning was a secret vampire.
Yeah.
And, when everyone found out she was a vampire,
Oh, we didn't kill her.
we didn't go, oh, okay, let's kill you now.
Yeah.
Because vampires are bad and there's no way you can be good. It's like, if you look at, like, things like that, like, have some imagination. Understand that, like, there are ways to be a good vampire.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, this
totally.
paladin and this vampire hunter are literally like, vampire bad, done, full stop. Like, you, come on, use your imagination.
Yeah, come on. Like again,
you're in a party of people.
And more so, you're playing with a group of real life people. And you know what?
Yeah.
Again, Ryan says, I was crying for the last 30 minutes of this. Like, I fucking hope this wasn't face to face. And the people around the table were sitting there watching you cry and still doing these things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there has to be, I think a lesson for everyone in this, including Ryan, is yes, secrets and sticking to your morals are an important thing, but not over the feelings of the people around you.
It's like in a party, there is a moment like, oh, the paladin's very like law-abiding or whatever you want to do, and the vampire hates vampires. And it's like, but then you realize that this person you've been traveling with who hasn't harmed you,
Totally.
who yes needed to feed but didn't turn somebody
Yeah,
into a vampire.
totally.
It's like there's a moment in the campaign where you go, oh, maybe not all vampires are bad.
Yeah.
But instead you were like, no, vampires are bad,
vampires
dead.
They're an abuse.
It's like,
Done.
come on. You just like, come on. There is supposed to be growth. There is
Like-
supposed to be character growth. There is supposed to be like mind-changing moments. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
this character
yeah.
obviously was here
Yeah.
either for this reason,
Yeah.
to show those other two
Yep.
that, or because like they picked it for that reason.
Like, that just feels really ratty. Like
oh,
the
it's
whole,
ratty as-
like the being like the abuser thing. That feels so ratty to me.
Horrible.
Like,
To like, how, what, like, are you a coward?
yeah, I
To
know.
just be like, oh, my two big, stronger friends finally found out the secret. Oh, look what she did. Look what she did. Look what Ryan
and, like,
did.
You know, the characters were close before this, and again, I'm not discrediting the fact that Ryan should have asked.
Yeah,
but
but that's the thing. It's like, that's fine. We can say that.
Yeah, but
Ryan, you should have asked.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that this should have escalated to this point.
No.
And you know what? If that person was so bothered, and the character was so bothered, there should have been an in-game moment where
Yeah.
you had a conversation
Like, have a
about
conversation.
it.
Don't just like rat them out and
Don't
have your
just-
friends kill them.
Yeah, Ryan, you're not the asshole
And,
here. You're not
like,
the asshole.
Yeah. Like I just can't imagine everybody else in this group being like, fucking hell. Like,
yeah, I know.
my life's on the line
Yeah,
now.
I know. How
Like,
many other people are in this fucking group?
Can't wait to do one thing
Yeah,
wrong
I
and then
know.
for the
I know.
vampire hunter and the paladin to just kill me because I don't align perfectly with their stupid views.
And like, I
ain't trusting that person
And it's-
with anything ever again.
And it's like, I beg them to let me explain. That's so sad, Ryan. That is so
That is
so
so sad.
bad. No,
So
you
sad.
are absolutely not the asshole.
Nope.
The people who killed you, who didn't let you talk, the person who called you an abuser, the people who looted you.
Looted you.
That's
Like,
so
do you just
disrespectful.
have no,
Yeah,
like,
that's terrible.
What word am I looking for? No
Compassion?
compassion? Like, this was your friend who you travelled with, and now you've killed them, looted them, and left them at the side
And
of
a
the
real
road.
life person that you're playing with as well.
Like,
my God.
Can you not understand
Jesus.
that that's probably not the right thing to do?
I cannot imagine if that happened at our table and I was killed and then my body was looted. I can't imagine an out of game conversation not happening and being like, what the fuck was that about? Oh, terrible. That is absolutely fucking rancid vibes.
That's rancid vibes.
That's rancid vibes.
Rancid vibes.
Ryan, you're not the arsehole, but
Nope.
you should have asked for consent.
You should have asked, but
Yeah.
the thing is, you can do something wrong and
not have to.
not have to die for it.
yeah, agreed.
Like, my
Yeah.
characters have made wrong decisions, and maybe
Same.
that was a thing. Maybe like that was like I didn't ask, and like maybe next time I know.
This is like a learning moment.
It's like a learning
Yeah,
moment.
absolutely.
Like, characters are allowed to make mistakes and not get killed for them. By the way,
Lame. So lame. I'm so sorry. Hey, I hope you don't play with these people anymore, Ryan.
don't play with these people anymore.
And I hope that you don't play with them. And this was the moment you were like, I'm not playing with these fucking people anymore. I really hope that that's the situation.
Are you going?
Sorry, Ryan. That sucks. You're not the asshole. Okay. So this is number 2.
Number 2.
Why did I say it like that?
This is number 2.
So this is number 2, and this has been sent in by Haley, and she goes by she, her.
Thank you, Haley.
Thank you,
For
Haley.
your submission.
So, am I the arsehole for refusing to play with my father-in-law? My husband for years has been asking me to join a campaign with him and his father. I have played one time with my father-in-law, and I refused to play again. My father-in-law is a retired military, and every time I have observed him play, it has to be very strategic and overthought, just like in the military. He goes to the point of assigning your characters for you so that all bases are covered. I, on the other hand, just think it's a game, and I want to have fun and freedom of expression in my game. I think if everyone wanted to be gnome clerics or hermit druids, we would somehow make it through the campaign, and we would all have a lot of fun doing it. But to my father-in-law, it's not fun unless you have a healer, thief, brute force, etc. to cover all of those bases. Am I the arsehole for not thinking that is not a fun way to play and refusing to play with him?
You aren't an asshole for thinking that's not a fun way to play, but thinking that's a fun way to play isn't wrong.
No, yeah, that's very
thing.
normal. Everyone plays this game differently.
Yeah, like when I watch things like D&D Optimized, like when they're talking about building a class or a party of adventurers, they always look at each other and say, who's going to be the paladin?
Yeah.
Because like aura of protection is too good.
Yeah.
That aura that gives you like plus to your saving throws is too good. And it's like, if you want to survive an extremely hard campaign, like you need a paladin.
Yeah.
And a lot of groups think like that.
Yeah.
Like paladins are literally like the strongest class in 5e. And if you don't go into a really tough, like battle crunchy campaign with one, you're in a disadvantage. So like people play like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's a very valid way to play as well.
If you come into my campaign, no, you don't need a paladin.
Yeah.
And if you go into 90% of campaigns, no, you don't need a paladin.
and Haley, how you want to play, that is a very valid way of wanting to play as well.
Yeah, just playing for having fun.
They're just different ways to play, and I don't think you're not an arsehole for not wanting to play. Like I don't think you possibly could be an arsehole for not wanting to play when you acknowledge that you have different play styles. Like
you've acknowledged that you're two different play styles.
Like I'm certain some people will make the argument, right? Oh well, the family, you have to just suck it up for family. I disagree.
Not true.
Like, let's say if this happened, Haley played with her father-in-law, right? And they both had horrible times. Surely that would bring more tension than not. Being able to recognize and politely saying, thank you very much for the invite, but it's just not the type of game for me. I'd rather not play. How about we do something else?
Yeah. like you got to think as you get older, this is your father-in-law, so you're married. So I imagine, you probably have
it's lifelong, right?
And you're old enough to be married.
Yeah.
You probably have a job. You probably have other social commitments and like having to block out one day of your week to do something that you don't want to do. Like,
it's not worth it.
As an adult, you don't have time for that.
It's not worth it for anyone or anything. Yeah. And if anyone makes you feel bad for not wanting to commit your time to doing something you don't want to do, then you need to rethink having them people in your life.
They obviously are just at a different stage in their life, maybe. Maybe they want to fill their time with doing as many things as possible. It's like, me and Margaret like having time to ourselves, and people are like, people might view that as free time. It's like, that's not free time.
Yeah, no, that's not. That's our
time.
Yeah, that is our dedicated time to doing nothing.
The thing is, on the flip side of the coin, I, as a dungeon master, couldn't think of a worse game to run.
What do you mean?
I couldn't run a game like that.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Me as a player.
Yeah.
I think I would enjoy it.
I think you would as well.
I think I would enjoy a really number crunchy tactical.
Yeah, I think you would.
Like optimizy game.
Yeah.
Like, because I get all of my role playing out and my storytelling out in my DMing. But when I come to playing, I do like to optimize.
Yeah.
I do like to number crunch.
Yeah.
I do like to be tactical. And like, I really like really hard combat.
Yeah.
I don't mind dying. Like, but at the same time, like, I don't just, if I was to think of a character like Jasper, I wouldn't put Jasper in that campaign.
No, of course not. Want Jasper to, of course.
Like, have a threat of death.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be like, this character is 100% going to die at some point in the campaign.
Yeah, totally. I exactly. So, and again, Haley, I think the fact that you can even listen, a lot of people don't realize this when they go into playing D&D games. They don't realize that the table they're joining is a different table to how they want to play because they just want to play D&D.
Yeah.
You're absolutely not the arsehole
No
here.
way.
No
not
way.
At all.
No way.
Identifying that as well is a
good
thing.
Yeah.
Like being like, this is just not my brand of
Yeah.
D&D.
And
good.
listen, there's ways to say it. Again, if you're going in being like, I'd rather fucking die than play with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you've done that, Haley.
No. Yeah. There's ways to say it.
Yeah. Don't let anyone tell you that you're the arsehole for not wanting to do something you don't want to do.
Never.
And I understand their family. Just say thank you, but no thank you. Let's do this instead. Let's do something else instead together.
Yeah.
That you would both enjoy. Because your father-in-law's not going to enjoy that. Your husband's not going to enjoy the repercussions of what comes from that either.
That sounds like if you were to play in that game, it caused more problems.
It truly would, and I think you know that.
Caused way more problems than it solved.
No, you're not the arsehole.
Not the arsehole.
Not at all.
I decree.
Decree it. Bam.
Not the arsehole.
Decreed. All right.
Should we get a little hammer?
Should we?
Get a little hammer so
Should we get a little gavel?
When we're absolutely 100% sure on something, we can just decree.
The Sesh, Kendall, Ray, and Janelle, they have a hammer.
Do they have a gavel?
They have a gavel.
Who's our idea for?
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. We'll sue them, shall we? Yeah. This is sponsored by the Sesh.
Yeah, imagine.
Okay, so
Amazing.
This is number 3.
Number 3.
This is sent in by Anonymous, and she goes by she, her.
Thank you, Anonymous, she, her.
Thank you.
Anonymous.
Thank you. So, am I the arsehole for the way I handled this situation? So, for context, I'm a new DM, and this is my first time ever playing 5e.
Okay, new DM. Let's just keep that in mind.
First time ever playing 5e.
Okay, and what, you DM'd the first ever time?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a fucking that's a gusto move. I like that.
So I have 2 players, Ranger and Barbarian, who have never played before, 1 Warlock who hasn't played since 3.5, and 1 Artificer who has been consistently playing and DMing for 25 years and joined to help the new players and me because he's just genuinely the nicest guy ever.
And that's the Artificer.
That's the Artificer.
Awesome.
And also possible minor spoilers for Curse of Strahd.
And turns out he wasn't the nicest guy ever. I hope he is.
So, I decided, due to the amount of new players and the fact that I've never ran a D&D game before, we should start at level 1 and go through the Death House dungeon as a means of leveling up to level 3, which is specified by the module as optional.
Awesome.
The party encountered a room containing 5 shadows. The Artificer had no spell slots. The Warlock was close to last in the initiative order. As the Ranger and Barbarian attack, I used the description, it seems to do less damage than you would expect, or your axe meets with little resistance, things like that. The Warlock had previously found a silvered short sword in the dungeon. He detected that other weapons were less effective and he decided to use that instead. Fair enough, but it doesn't really affect the shadows, so I used the same description. The fight continues, the Artificer goes down. I will tell you about the Artificer's fate because it's good content later. Rounds go by and the Warlock continues to use his sword. Externally, I'm coming up with increasingly vivid descriptions of just how very incorporeal these things are. Internally, I'm ripping my hair out and screaming, for the love of God, man, just use Eldritch Blast or something. More rounds pass. The Artificer, who is a reborn and has advantage on death saves, fails 2, passes 1, fails 1, and is dead.
Oh no.
The Barbarian goes down. The Warlock finally starts using spells. The heroes prevail. The Artificer starts excitedly planning his next character. We move on, but I'm worried. Am I the arsehole for not just saying these things are resistant to physical damage? Should I have just given the Warlock more than just the damage descriptions? Any suggestions for the future? Thanks for reading. Love you guys. And P.S. In case anyone is worried about this party in Barovia, we're adding a cleric next session.
Absolutely not.
No.
You are not the asshole.
No.
There is absolutely no asshole behavior there.
No.
You tried your best
No.
to give as many hints as possible.
Yep.
And now you know that maybe your group needs it literally
just spelling out. And I promise you, every DM has gone through this.
Yeah.
Every DM has gone through. You balance a fine line as a DM because there is so much discourse online about being too soft or giving your players too much or railroading your players. Like, there's this atmosphere of, oh, well, I can't tell them. It will ruin the surprise in the game. It will unmask the veil if I tell them.
Yeah.
And that's simply not the case.
Yeah, I remember there was another one like this about when they were going through a dungeon.
Yes.
And the bard, used the spell Inflict Wounds, and they were immune to necrotic damage, which they'd known from earlier in the dungeon.
Beginning. Yeah.
And the person didn't tell them.
Yes.
So it's like, the thing is, there is literally, with this submission, there is no wrong and right.
No, there isn't.
And you can argue your case till the fucking cows come home, baby.
Yeah.
But there is no wrong and right. It's table dependent, dungeon master dependent, player dependent, everything. Everything in this is about... It's subjective.
It truly is.
It's about what the table needs. It's about what the dungeon master needs.
Yeah.
It's the level of experience the dungeon master has. It's the level of experience each player has. These are inexperienced players with an inexperienced DM.
Yeah, first time DMing for 5e.
Like,
first time.
You did nothing wrong here.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you know what? I feel bad, OP, the fact that you're sitting here going, God, did I mess up with that? Am I the asshole? No, you're not the asshole.
No.
Just honestly, take this as a learning moment.
Yeah.
Take this as going forward.
Like,
especially because they're new players.
Yeah.
They probably don't understand that there is something called like a physical resistance, right?
Yeah. Like, you don't have to be like, use Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
You can be like, the weapons are doing
nothing.
Like, nothing here. We might need to resort to something else, maybe some spells.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's as simple as that.
Some people will be like, you're fucking giving them too much. That's fine. That's the table you play at.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, you're not giving them enough, spell it out for them.
Yeah.
That's the table you play at.
And you know your players the best. And I'm, to be fair, Artificers, like, happily making up the new character.
Yeah.
They won in the end.
Yeah.
I would say, though, going forward, you know that maybe they just don't get the hint. And
maybe
that's fine.
Maybe the warlock needs it spelling out.
Yeah.
The artificer maybe doesn't.
Yeah, totally.
Well, the cleric now.
Totally, yeah.
Totally. You're not just you will learn what level, and your players will get better at this as well. They'll probably look back on that situation and be like, was I the asshole because I didn't pick up the hints enough?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? No one's the asshole
it's just
here.
a learning experience.
So the next time, if you do this again and the warlock still doesn't understand, you know that you need to be
spell it out for
a
them.
little bit more clear with the warlock.
Yeah, sometimes like people themselves can't read between the lines sometimes, and especially if you don't know the rule set to a game. And again, please don't be worried about simply telling them there's nothing wrong. You're not spoiling anything. You're not ruining anything. You're not making it too easy for them. Like, you can just say, especially you said yourself, you were sat there internally being like, oh my God, there's nothing wrong with just saying. And I know people will make you feel like you're giving too much away or you're being too easy. You're not. You're not. You have to do what's right for your table.
Yeah.
And I think in that moment, telling the warlock they have resistance to physical damage would have helped. But
and there is people out there that'll tell you you're wrong. And the thing is, you're not wrong.
No.
Them saying you're wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
Like, because there is no right and wrong way to do this.
Nope.
Different tables, it's more about people than it is about players. Do you know what I mean? It's like the person who's piloting the player isn't understanding.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to read the people at your table.
Yeah, totally.
And if somebody says you're wrong,
ignore him.
Ignore him, because they obviously just don't understand how people work as people. Yeah. And also, when you go into one D&D, I don't think it's going to be a thing anymore anyway, so don't worry about it.
Well, there you go.
Like, piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning from non-magical weapons isn't going to be a thing. It's either going to be like, like they're just getting rid of all of those things in one D&D.
Right.
It's like, it does piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. It does magic damage.
That's
it. There's not going to be any in between.
Got you. I think. So no, you are not the asshole, OP. Yeah. You are absolutely not the asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that is settled. Your worried thoughts.
Not
you
the
are
asshole.
Not the asshole. Decreed. Mm-hmm.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Okay, this is number 4.
Number 4.
And this has been sent in by Anonymous, and she goes by she, they.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Thank
she,
you,
there.
Anonymous.
She, there.
So, sorry for my broken English. We say it every single time. Please never apologize.
I don't understand your language.
Nope.
And that's because I'm ignorant.
Because we never made the effort.
Never made the effort. So the fact that you've learned our language, never apologize.
Never apologize. Please never apologize. So, am I the arsehole for wanting to kick a kind of annoying player from the group? So I only recently started up a group for long-term D&D sessions. I am based in Europe, so I preferred finding friends that were in the same kind of time zone so that planning would be a lot easier. In brackets, do you know how hard it is to plan a weekly session?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, and every other D&D group
Yep.
does as well.
That is unfortunately the death of most groups.
It's the age-long struggle.
Yep,
So,
indeed.
we get it. Everyone gets it.
Yeah.
It is tough.
I found about 4 friends that all kind of knew each other and lived in a similar time zone, so that was all fine.
Awesome.
For 2 players, it was their first time, but they were excited to get into D&D and learn all the lore, attacks, and roleplay rules.
Awesome.
Before we started on our session 0, one friend suddenly added 1 extra person without asking us first.
That's not good.
No one really knew this person except for them. They're the only American in the group now, causing a lot more issues with planning sessions since there's a 9-hour time difference. And they are also completely new to D&D. As a heads up, I am not against having a stranger in the group. I love getting people into D&D, creating new friendships, etc. I've become good friends with people that I've met before via D&D campaigns, so that's not where my issue lies.
Mm-hmm.
I said that really weird.
You're doing brilliant.
However, this person has an extremely laid-back attitude towards the entire concept of D&D. They don't really bother to look up any of the information about their race or class. They stay silent during most of the roleplay sections and don't really pay attention to battles either. It really feels like they're more of an NPC in our group than a player. So far, they have missed about 5 out of the 10 sessions we have had due to sleeping in.
Okay.
Because of this, we often have to spend 30 minutes of our 3-hour sessions to explain to her what has happened in the past few times.
Not good enough.
And to quote their own words, I don't really care what I'm doing, but at least I'm having fun. I'm genuinely happy that they are having fun, but I personally prefer playing with people that are a little bit more serious about it than that. Someone that is equally or more passionate about D&D as me, or as everyone else in the group. Me and one other player mentioned our concerns to the DM about it, but the DM kind of shrugged it off and said, well, as long as they're having fun, why does it matter? So am I the arsehole for wanting them to leave the group? And then, kiss, kiss, love your Podblast.
No,
Thank
you
you.
are not the asshole.
This, man, it's so hard when you hear well, they're having fun, so why does it matter?
Because you're like, am I?
I know.
It's like, no, you're not.
No.
You're not the asshole. Like, somebody can just turn up late and not offend anyone, but not pay attention, but really be a really nice person and all of that stuff. But still, it's like what you want out of the game is what you want out of the game, and you should never compromise that.
Yeah.
And that it's being compromised by this person, I think unintentionally. With the sleeping in, not so much. That's just fucking disrespectful in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there's kind of 2 different layers to this, right?
Yeah.
There's 3 different layers. It's this person was asked just to join last minute.
Also not okay.
And especially again, like because of the time zone thing, that's so difficult. You even said it's so hard getting a group
so
together.
Hard. We've got everybody in the same time zone.
It's so hard. And then they bring, someone who's in a different time zone. I understand that that's not their fault, but it's still really fucking annoying.
Yeah, of course it is. And it's like, it doesn't matter if you haven't started yet. If you've got an established group and you're like, right, we're going to start, we've got everything ready, and then somebody just adds somebody else in, it's like,
I agree.
You need to ask every single person.
Yeah, I do not think that shouldn't have happened in the first place, by the way. And then the whole, they've missed 5 sessions. They don't really engage. That's fair. That you don't want to play with them.
Yeah, 100%.
That's completely fair, and you're not the asshole for that.
I'm telling you, right, my players they all turn up on time, and they all are engaged, and they all know that we all care about it. If somebody was to come and care about it less than we do, that would be a problem for my group.
Yeah, totally.
Even if it's they're having a good time, they're a lovely person, they always turn up on time. If they're taking it less seriously than the rest of my group, that's a problem for us.
Yeah,
because that's how we like to play.
Definitely.
And wanting that isn't a problem.
No, it's not. It's not. I think genuinely, I know you've spoken to the DM and they said as long as they are having fun, does it matter?
It's yeah, but my fun has been compromised.
Exactly. And honestly, I know this isn't an advice OP, but I would say go back to your DM with exactly the same points you made to us here. We have to spend half an hour of our 3 hours, by the way,
that's
explaining
a long time
to them
of 3 hours.
They don't join in. They've missed fucking 5 out of the 10. The scheduling's really hard now. We weren't asked about this person joining. I would genuinely bring those points to your DM
Mm-hmm.
and say, okay, they're having fun, but like I'm not because of this.
And
so
just,
something
it's
has
not
to
that I'm
be.
not having fun. I'm having less fun because of this person.
Yeah. There has to be a conversation
Yeah.
had here.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be. And
Yeah,
hey,
100%.
especially because this is this person's first time playing D&D,
Mm.
you don't realize that people have different ways of playing D&D.
Yeah.
I'm certain, I would like to think that this person doesn't realize that they're not engaging and that the whole attitude of like, oh, well, I'm just having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just don't, I hope they just don't realize the knock-on effect it's having.
Yeah. I agree.
But I know I don't think you're the asshole.
You are not the asshole.
No,
at all.
I don't
Not in the
think
slightest.
you are.
Like, I can't express to you wanting to play a certain way.
There's nothing wrong
There's
with
nothing
that.
wrong with that.
And again, you know, in the other Am I the Asshole as well, it was like the one where, like playing with my father-in-law. Like, no, you're not the asshole for having a different play style of someone.
It's like
it's how you deal with it that
like
makes
the age-old thing of being like, we turn up when we want serious roleplay, and then someone comes in and disrupts our serious roleplay with just jokes and silly, goofy, like roleplay. There's nothing wrong with either of those roleplay styles.
No.
But when you're trying to be serious and someone's just constantly cracking jokes, that's hard because they're not on your level and you're not on their level, and you want two different things from the game.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but to not want to play with each other isn't a problem.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's
like,
totally fine.
This person just wanting to be like nonchalantly turning up and just sort of, it's okay because I'm having fun. It's like, it's amazing that you're having fun, but like, we're playing two different games and we're on two different levels.
You mentioned that another player came with you to the DM about this as well. So other people are feeling the same. I think there has to have a conversation had. There has to be. I hope there is.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Go on, decree it. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Please keep us updated with that,
yes,
okay?
Please.
All of you. All of you keep us updated. You. One behind you.
Yeah. You.
Keep us updated.
Nice one.
So, this is number 5. Number 5, and this is sent in by Anonymous, and they go by they, them.
Anonymous, they, them. Thank you very much. Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous. So, this is less of an am I the asshole, but more of a would I be the asshole?
Mm-hmm.
So, my players and I have played a few smaller campaigns together. One of my players absolutely loves a character that she made for a one-shot. She always talks about him, sends the tag yourself memes to our group that involve the character, and gets art commissioned of the character. Now, obviously, none of that is really a bad thing, but the problem is I really don't like the character. I feel like her character is a caricature of a gay man, extremely flamboyant, constantly flirting, gives everyone over-the-top nicknames, acts like a diva, etc. I'm gay, and her stereotypical version of gayness makes me uncomfortable. But when I told another player about it, they told me that I don't get to determine what gayness is for someone else. Fair enough, I guess. Beyond that, the character was min-maxed to the extreme. Feats, race, class, and all meshed together, so the character already has 2 18s and a 20 in his stats at level 8. The character also has major main character syndrome, taking up a lot of the focus of the one-shot. The player really wants to bring the character back, either in a campaign, a one-shot, or by reviving an old one-shot into a full campaign. She's even started asking that I can tie her character in with upcoming campaign's world lore and making him the leader of a werewolf faction. I've tried to politely shut the player down, but she always comes back asking for this character. Would I be the arsehole that I told her outright that I hate her character and I won't DM anything that the character is in? Yes. You would be an arsehole, OP.
This is a submission.
Yeah.
Oh.
OP, if you turn around and you say, I hate your character and I'm not going to DM anything for them, yeah, that would absolutely make you an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I literally just said it, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with not liking the way other people do it. But it's how you handle it.
Yeah. So, okay, let's break it down from the beginning. Margaret gets commissions.
Yeah.
Margaret posts things about Rayla all the time.
Yeah, like, I love my character more than anything.
What does it say? Like, that's okay, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, none of that is really a bad thing. It's like, that's...
Okay.
That's not a bad thing at all.
Let me just have a little hot take here.
Oh, no. Go on.
I don't think you have a problem with this person's character. I think you got a problem with this person.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like anything they're doing is actually wrong.
Yeah,
Yet
like
you seem to have a problem with it all. And if that's the case and you have a problem with the person, I think you need to identify that.
Yeah, and that's fine, by the way.
Fine.
That's fine. You can totally not vibe. Oh, hey, you're well within your right to not like a person. Oh, sorry about that. You're within your right to not like a person. That's being a human being.
Trust me, I hate loads of people.
Same.
Like, there's the large portion of this world I dislike.
Same. Like, yeah, I think you're right. I think, and it's the way that you're like, she always talks about him. And you know what? The thing I will stand with you is the caricature of a gay man. Like, now, that is not for us to be able to say yes or no to, because neither of us are a gay man.
Neither of us are a gay man.
Yeah.
And is this person gay?
Yes. Yeah.
No, the person they're talking about.
I have no idea.
So it's like, if they're gay and they play this gay character in this way, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, that's up to them. If they're not gay and
making like I agree, like the caricature out of a gay man.
Like, yeah.
How often do we see it? And it's there's a difference between like a caricature and like a stereotype as opposed to like an archetype, I suppose.
Yeah. My only thing is, because it sounds like you dislike this person so much.
Yeah.
Which I do think this is more about the person than the character.
Yeah.
Because you dislike this person like so much, I think like things that maybe other people that would do that you like more did this, I don't think would upset you as much.
Yeah, true. But that is purely us speculating, to be fair.
Like when it comes down to like somebody you don't like, when they do anything, it pisses you off.
Yeah.
So it's tough to like begin to divide those things.
I also kind of feel like, OP also says, like, I brought this up to another player and they said, well, you don't get to determine what is gay for someone else.
True.
And then OP says, fair enough, I guess. I feel like maybe you're already sold on this. And you know what? There is something to be said about internalized homophobia as well.
Yeah. Like there is a lot, like I have gay friends.
Mm-hmm.
I have quite a lot of gay friends.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, have been told like growing up, being gay is bad, being gay is wrong.
Yeah.
And
they grow up to hate the version of this gay man
and themselves in a way.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
That is flamboyant. And you look at it and you're like, well, that internalized homophobia comes out. And again, this is not really for us to speak on because we have no experience with this, and there are absolutely more educated, more involved people who have more of a right to talk about this in our community than we do.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
I would like to put it out to all of you.
The queer folk of the community.
Indeed. Like, what's your stance on that part in particular?
Yeah.
Because we can't really speak on it.
The shit that I can speak on, a 20 and 18 and an 18 at level 8, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That's not even that bad.
Yeah, I
mean, it's high. It's on the high end to have two 18s and a 20.
Yeah.
But, like, if you roll stats, you better believe that this can happen.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah, 100%.
Totally. I feel like two 18s and a 20 in stats at level 8, you know what? That is a little high, but even then, like...
The thing is, though, with point buy and 2 ASI improvements over 2 feats at level 4 and level 8, you probably wouldn't be a million miles off that anyway. So it's like, that's not that high.
Yeah.
Like, that's an achievable thing for people.
Yeah. And, it's the things like she constantly talks about him. And it's like, because she loves her character.
Do you know who we're on a fucking podcast with?
Yeah.
Margaret talks about Rayla all the time.
All the time. And I think anyone who loves their D&D character talks about them all the time as well. And hey, I understand. It sounds like potentially, main character syndrome, and that's really frustrating. That's so fucking annoying.
Main character syndrome is really
the worst. But I think that could be remedied by a conversation about it. You mentioned that you've politely tried to shut the player down, but it's like, without knowing exactly what has been asked and what has been said, we can't comment on it. But
I don't know why. I feel like I've just got a vibe that you have a problem with this person.
Yeah,
Not
like,
with this play.
yeah,
not with this character.
Yeah, you don't like the way that this person is approaching playing D&D, which, hey, everyone does it differently.
Yeah.
And you absolutely would completely be the asshole if you told her you
100%.
hate their character and you
100%.
refuse to DM for that character.
When they play anything of that character. That is not a nice thing to say.
That's not nice. That's not a nice way to treat your friends or the people around you.
If you've got a problem with how gay this character is or something like that,
talk to them.
As a
Tell
gay
them.
person, I think you should...
You are well within your right.
You are well within your right to just talk to them about
100%.
it. But I think the way to go about it, if you want to tackle this problem properly, is tackle these problems.
Absolutely.
Don't just ban this character.
Absolutely.
Because the thing is, this person probably loves this character, probably because they have some good stats, and probably because they like the story. So it's like, if you just tackle a few things about it, if you're like... if there is something that you have an issue with about how gay this character is, or how gay this character
which is
acts,
valid, very valid.
Like, talk to them about that.
Yep.
Like, solve that problem.
Totally.
If they're a little bit overpowered in terms of the rest of the party, just ask them if you can bring them in line with the rest of the party.
Or bring the rest of the party in line with them.
Up to them, yeah. Then nobody's overpowered. They're just powered at the same level.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I think, OP, you really need to think about what the root of the problem is here.
I think you do.
What is it that... when you think about having to DM for them and that feeling you get of hating the idea of it, what like evokes that emotion for you, and then work through that.
Or is it the character?
Yeah, totally. Because if it's the character, first of all, if it's either of them, you can have a conversation. With them. You are in your right to have a conversation 100%. With this person.
And I don't want you to make the mistake of being like, I just fucking ban this character.
Yeah,
because that's a mistake.
Yeah,
that's a mistake that you're going to make. So, like, and you've come to us and asked this question, and I think, is this an am I the asshole, or is this an advice? I feel like this is almost verging on advice.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I feel like you've got a problem.
I agree.
You've got a problem here, and you maybe just don't know how to go about it.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, we're emotional beings.
Oh, my God.
Like, our emotions get the better of us so many times. Fuck me. Like, look at me and Margaret and how emotional we get about so many things.
Yeah.
Like, our emotions get the better of us all the time.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, like, having a flaw. Or
no,
like,
of course not.
Just for some reason disliking a person or disliking how somebody's acting.
Yep.
Like, but you need to find a way as a human being to like work through it.
Totally. And you can. You can and you will, okay.
And the fact that you've come here, I think, is you're ready to attempt to do that.
And again, the fact that you're asking, like, would I be the asshole for saying this? I think you already had the answer.
Yeah.
Maybe you just need a way of actually saying it that isn't as cruel as I hate your character, because that is cruel.
That is cruel.
And we don't treat the people around us like that.
No, we don't.
I would work out what the root of the problem is, what it is, and I would just have a one-on-one with this person and be honest with them. Not in a I hate your character way, but honest with them, saying...
Don't start the conversation like that.
I hate you.
I hate your character. And in fact, I think I hate you.
Yeah, block them.
Blocked and deleted.
Yeah, and I would just honestly lay out exactly how you feel, work through it point by point. Hey, if this person isn't receptive to it at all, you have your answer.
You got your answer.
Do you know what I mean?
You just don't play with that person?
Yeah, exactly. But they might be very receptive to it, and you won't know unless you're honest and have the conversation about it.
Agreed. Look at us, fucking...
Oh. Wow, that was the worst. I don't have long arms.
Go again. Yeah!
Oh my God.
I didn't actually fancy the high five, you know?
Yeah, thanks, Jack.
So some of those moments just come over me.
Yeah. Yeah, what, just needing a high five?
Nice Rage t-shirt.
Oh! Ah!
Head to our hellbound ice shop, Etsy shop. You can buy some class specific t-shirts there.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, just want to shill it, didn't I?
Right, well,
give me your cash.
Please.
It's a great way to support the podcast.
It truly is. I hope that OP, I hope that helps. Like, I really hope that does. And I hope whatever this is, you work through it, and I hope you're okay. And again, just know you're well within your right to dislike a person. Yeah. You're well within your right to dislike a player.
Do you want to know what? There's sometimes people don't do anything to me. And I'm still like, I just do not like this person.
Yeah, totally. And that's normal.
The thing is, it's really tough to work through that, because you're like I have no reason to dislike this person, but sometimes you just don't, like, your vibes just don't connect.
Yeah, but I think veiling it behind, they always talk about, and they get art commissioned of them, and they send all these memes. It's like, that's... If that really is what you're worried, what you dislike, then that's fair enough. But, you know, If that's just a veil for giving yourself reasons to dislike this person and or character, then you don't have to do that. You're allowed to dislike someone.
You can just dislike someone.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
fine.
Totally. Oh, all right.
Woo.
Okay, well, that was a bit spicy, wasn't it?
You're a bit spicy.
That was me?
Yeah.
A little bit spicy.
Spicy mama.
Spicy. Why is it spicy? Why is it spicy? Have you seen that? It's the dude from Mulan, right? You liked that? You've never heard that? No? Hey, you've heard that, right? Right, don't walk. Where are you going?
Don't turn the podcast off.
Anyway, this is number 6.
I've just been bamboozled.
This is number 6.
I've just been completely and utterly shocked.
This has been sent in by Anonymous.
Anonymous.
And he goes by he, him.
Anonymous, he, him.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Anonyblaster.
So, I'll try to be precise with details as much as I can. I started Discord. I started a Discord
Ooh.
about 2 years ago with a squad of 4 players in the hopes of having a weekly D&D campaign. Up until recently, there are only 2 original members and 3 new members since. I feel like I have a great group with a great dynamic.
Amazing.
However, this changes at the beginning of my current campaign. Now, for context, we are playing a post-apocalyptic setting with serious undertones. One of my original players, we'll call him A, came up with the idea of wanting to be a Minotaur. I'm completely fine with this, but here's where it started getting weird. He was playing a Minotaur cleric and he wanted to flavour his healing by, and I wish I was kidding, by squirting his udders and spraying milk on the player he was healing.
Fuck it now.
And he's just left the emoji of like the 2 dots in the line face. We played 1 session after session 0, and after multiple members of my group reached out to say that this concept was making them feel uncomfortable.
Yes, because they're
human beings.
Because they're ejaculating on them.
Oh no!
Of course they're uncomfortable.
No.
Let's just say it how it is.
It's more like udders with milk, you know?
They're
No, don't say
milking
no.
them. Milking them. He's milking himself onto them. Come on.
Oh.
Let's just fucking call it what it is.
All right. I had a talk with A. I told him people are feeling uncomfortable.
You squirting milk on them.
Would you be willing to do something different with your character concept? Not changing your character, just this one thing in particular.
Just the milk squirting.
This turned into a heated debate where I had to defend my choices as the DM to keep the table fun for the rest of the party. After a failed attempt at trying to be civil, he left the Discord. Days later, he messaged me telling me he was sorry and that he was working on anger issues outside of the game. He asked if I would give him another chance, and I ran it by my table. They all agreed, and he came back. So A comes back to the table.
Squirts milk all over him.
He apologizes to everyone, and I thought it was squashed there. As I'm writing this, it has been a week since me and A had another heated discussion, but these have all been in private. He messaged me and told me, I like to play my characters willy-nilly, but ever since the first argument, I haven't been able to get into this character. I feel like they are being censored. Please just...
Oh my god. You're censoring me!
Please just make me a character that doesn't do much, doesn't have a lot of backstory, and isn't important to the aesthetic of the game.
Oh my god.
I love the idea of udders squirting milk being aesthetic. I immediately got irritated. I feel as though I had to defend my decision all over again as to why we wanted him to change his concept, and in brackets, that one thing.
The milk squirting.
The milk squirting.
The squirty milks.
We had another heated discussion, and though I admit it wasn't the best way for me to handle things, I did ask him to leave the server. Soon after he messaged me, he told me everything was a misunderstanding and that he was upset because he didn't think I was listening to him. He also told me he was having a really bad day and that his anger got the better of him, and he's trying to work out through some issues at home. I told him it's fine, we can move past this, and I asked him to send me a new character sheet if that's what he wanted to do. He messaged me his sheet merely a few hours before writing this. So this leads me to probably a multiple part am I the arsehole question. So, am I the arsehole for telling this person they can't play their character how they wanted to, even at the detriment of the rest of the players? In brackets, probably not the arsehole for this one.
No,
Correct.
Correct.
So, and am I the arsehole if I really don't want to invite this person back to the table because of his attitude? And especially if it will be like this, and he says, I'm censoring his characters. I feel really bad because he's going through some stuff, some anger stuff, but that only goes so far, as cold as that may seem.
It does. No, you're right.
Margaret and Jack, I love the pod and I value any advice and thoughts you give. Keep rocking.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'll fucking rock till I'm in the ground, baby.
Man. So you answered it yourself. No, you're absolutely not the arsehole for asking this player not to do it. To be honest, I don't really think you're the arsehole for not wanting this player to come back as well.
Look.
Go. What are you about to say?
I'm about to expose myself here.
No.
Yes.
You.
Just get my udders out. Just squirting everyone. Look, like sometimes when I get upset,
Yep.
I squirt milk everyone. Sometimes when I'm upset, I can take this view. I can be like, I have to really, really, really get upset. But sometimes, and it's something I need to work on. The whole just give me the character that does nothing. Just give me the character that has nothing, and I don't want anything, and this and that. It's like it gets to a point where, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, fine, I just never do it ever again, ever. It's like, like it's not a good look, mate.
I'll just never talk ever again.
Me. I've done this before. I don't do it as much anymore. I'm trying my best to not do it.
No, you are.
But
I want to say that I genuinely mean it. That is such a normal, regular anger response for men.
I know.
It really is.
For men, I know it is.
It really is.
Like, I feel like I'm at my wit's end and there's nowhere else to go. So I'm like, fine, I'll just never open my mouth again. I'll never breathe again. I'll never eat anything, and I'll starve to death, and I'll be rid of this mortal coil. So it's not a good look. It's just me. And every time I do it, I'm like, why am I being like this?
It's a very, very regular anger response for men. It genuinely is. Yeah, it is.
Like, anyway.
Anywho.
Look. The squirty milk.
God.
The squirty milk.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that it's the way you want to play a character. It is so uncomfortable.
Like, that's so
else.
Visceral.
It's so uncomfortable for everyone. And it's like the people who are like, it's the way he wants to play his character. Stop censoring him. Stop censoring. Margaret, you stop censoring him. It's like, look, it's fucking weird.
It's weird. Listen, it's really weird.
I'll use a very English word here.
Go on.
That all of my Americans are going to be like, what does that mean? It's rad.
It's rad. I thought you were going to say it's rank.
It's rad as fuck.
That is fucking so rad.
Weird.
Yeah, it's absolutely fucking rad.
It's rad as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and it's, of course people are uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course.
Squirting milk on people to heal them.
Of course they are.
It's just weird.
It's just gross. It is just weird. Like, and again, we've had this before with someone being like, "You're censoring me," when they were just trying to do something really weird.
It's like,
you
don't get to just have that response when you do weird things. It's like you can like people who just like throw around the N-word and you're like, you can't say that, and you're like, you're censoring me. It's like, no. You're being a dick. Yeah. I'm not gonna say the C word. I'm not gonna say the C word.
It nearly came out.
You're being a fucking asshole.
You're being a see you next Tuesday, baby.
You're being a see you next Tuesday. And
do you feel like
as soon as I'm telling that you can't say something, that's your go-to.
Yeah,
response.
you're censoring me.
You're literally
freedom of speech.
You're a toddler.
Yeah.
You look like a toddler when you say that.
Yeah,
you look like a child.
Yeah, you do. And, would I associate with anyone who said me telling them not to squirt milk over players is censoring them? No. But that's me. That's just me. Now, let's get on to the serious bit.
Let's get on to the serious bit.
I understand, OP, that you say, this person has been working through anger issues.
Yeah.
They have been going through some stuff. And to be honest, it's good of you that you are giving them some lenience there, because you have to. You have to.
If somebody's like trying to better themselves, to the point where like they can take an hour or so and then come back and say
exactly. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to work through this.
Yeah, you have to be receptive to that.
You have to try and accommodate that.
You do.
To a point.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think there's give and take with everything, right? This person is obviously trying. They are obviously trying because they come back every single time and they say, I'm really sorry, this happened because of X, Y, Z. You're also trying because it's fucking annoying having someone saying that you're censoring them and feeling like you have to defend your decisions as the DM, right? You have to meet in the middle. There's going to be a point, and it sounds like this is maybe the point where it's like, where does it go too far?
Yes.
And I don't really know what I would do in this. I know what I would do in this situation.
I think it's gotten to a point. It's like you can only, even if someone's trying to better themselves. This person obviously isn't at that point yet.
No,
sadly,
but they will be.
They will be, and they're trying, and that's amazing. And I think you need to let them know that. Like, I'm really proud of you for trying.
Yeah.
Not in a patronizing way. Like, you're doing amazing. Keep going. You'll get there. But for right now, I cannot accommodate you.
Yeah. Or you could say, okay.
That's great, Jack, but...
Yeah, Jack, shut the fuck up. I would, I sounded like that, you know, that Vine where there's the rat in the supermarket and the woman's like... Don't know. The first noise I made before that noise was very similar to that noise. Anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know. You were saying, yes, Jack.
Yes, Jack, yes. Shut up. You could say, look, you can come back, but like, this is the last time.
Yeah.
Like, everything Jack said, I appreciate you're working on this, and I'm happy to work with you on this, but you have to stop saying that I'm censoring your character.
You
have to leave that at the door.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely only saying this because it made everyone uncomfortable. You know yourself. It's a bit of a joke. It's a little weird. There's just no space for it at the table.
100%.
Having these heated debates with you is stressful. Yeah. It takes up a lot of time.
It's too much.
Like,
Like, I've had people around me before that have done this. And like, I'm a very tolerant person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that example that I gave you earlier, it takes me...
Oh, yeah, it does.
It takes me, like, a lot to get there.
Yes,
and I don't like getting there, and I never really get there.
Yeah.
So, like, I can tolerate a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I have a long tether.
You do.
Like, I'm... Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
you do.
I like
you do.
to think I'm a very calm person 99% of the time.
Yeah, you are.
I've had people like this.
So have I.
Who have won me to the fucking bone.
Same.
And I have had people like this who do something wrong, and then they're like, oh, sorry, it won't happen again. And then it happens again. Oh, sorry, it won't happen again. And then it happens again. And it's like, you as a person mentally can only take so much.
There has to be a point where you can recognize that they're trying to better themselves and you can see they're working on it, but it gets to a point where it happens over and over and over and over.
You gotta put yourself first.
You have to. This happened to us recently.
Yeah, it did.
There was a scenario recently where there was a situation and it kept happening over and over, and I would find myself regularly having to have a word with this person, and it's not that it never got heated, but it drained the life out of me having to deal with this every single time. And this person said, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. And then it would happen again, and it got worse and worse and worse. And it snowballed into a situation where it felt like they were intentionally doing these things. So then we would have to have this heated conversation. Yeah. And it was draining.
It's draining.
And every single time I would give this person the benefit of the doubt because that's who I am.
Same.
And it just wore me down. And it was the worst. It sucked.
And let me put it this way. We've both been in this situation recently, and we now have cut both of these two people out of our lives.
Exactly. Both of these people are no longer...
There's only so much you can withstand.
Yeah. And again, it's...
Don't feel like you're not... Like, you're maybe making this person, like, regress.
No.
Because you can feel, like, that guilt. Being like,
Truly.
I'm not being a good enough person because I'm not tolerating them when they're trying to get better.
Truly.
It's like, you can only do so much.
Like, take it from us who have recently just been through something like this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we walked on eggshells a lot because we cared for these people and we didn't want to send them backwards because they were very open about the fact that anything could set them off. Do you know what I mean? And we were scared.
And that's tough to be around.
It is. And it's not even saying anything about them. It's saying about us. It's hard. It's hard to have that on your shoulders. And I feel like when someone's, and I'm not saying that this is happening to you, OP, this is more of a rant for us.
Yeah.
Like when it feels like there's leverage over your head of, well, I have to stay here because if not, I'm going to go backwards. That's a scary thing to be held over your head.
100%.
And take it from us, sometimes it's not worth it.
No.
Sometimes it's not. If there's repeated instances, and then trust me, this person will turn around, and it sounds like this person already has, and is turned around and is being like, oh, well, you didn't make it clear. Oh, no, I'm so confused. I don't know why this has happened. Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it because... Don't fall for it. Anyway, sorry, that was a little bit of a completely off-topic rant there.
It's not. It's a very similar situation. It's like because they're trying to, because every time they're coming back and being like, sorry, it was my fault, and sorry, like I'm trying to, and sorry, I've got this going on. It's like, that's fine, but you're making my life a misery.
Yeah, it's really difficult to manage this.
It's all well and good that you're trying, but at the minute, I can't handle this because I've got a life to live too, and these conversations take a long time. They take a mental toll.
Yeah,
like. And if it's the right thing for you, genuinely, do it.
And you can support someone from afar as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you can support them from afar.
You can still be their friend.
You can still be their friend. You can still support them, still help them through this. But you have to draw a line sometimes. And it sounds awful. And you're right, it could potentially sound cold.
Yeah, but sometimes if it's the thing you've got to do, it's the thing you got to do. Like, you can't just live your life trying to please everyone else because you'll fucking die early.
Yep, we're on this life once. This is it.
We're on this life.
We're on this life. We're on this world once. You know, we don't get another chance. We don't get another shot at it. This is
don't live
it
for everybody else.
Yeah,
like,
indeed.
live for yourself.
Indeed.
Seriously.
So to get back onto
live,
topic,
laugh, love.
Indeed.
You know? Words to live by.
Indeed. No, you are absolutely not the asshole.
You are not the asshole.
And I would
do the exact same thing, I think.
Yeah, I would maybe give this person one last chance. But
if you want to.
If you're done,
then just be
You
done.
are well within your right to be done. And it sounds like the other players are as well.
And to let this person know is like, just because you aren't playing in the game doesn't mean we can't still be friends.
Yeah,
It doesn't mean I
totally.
don't care for you, but at this moment,
Yeah.
I just cannot have you in the game.
Absolutely. Totally. You're well within your right to do that. I hope that helps.
Hope that helps.
I really hope that helps. Sorry, we had a bit of a rant about ourselves there.
Yeah, we're fucking, it's my fucking podcast. Get out of here if you don't want to hear it. Go somewhere else if you don't want to hear about my life.
Please,
Don't stay.
please.
Watch the whole thing twice.
Yeah.
Like, comments.
1,000 likes when?
1,000 likes when?
Okay, so this is number 7. Oh, this is the penultimate.
The Pinnacle
Yeah, this is the Pinnacle. I wasn't sure how many we had. We have 8 in total.
We talked about that one for 20 minutes.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's because we ranted.
And I'll do it again.
I'll do it again. Professional podcasters. So this is number 7. Sumbro 70.
Number 070, submission-o. Am I the asshole-o?
Howdy-o.
Howdy-o.
Love your podcast-o. I go by She-Hero.
She-Hero.
This is such a lame joke.
Yeah, what of it? I like it.
This is number 7. And this is submitted by Anonymous, and she goes by She-Her.
Thank you, Anonymous, for the submission.
And she opens with howdy.
Howdy.
So, I want to say at the top that I really don't think I was the asshole here.
Okay.
But I'm asking because every single time I've explained it to people about what I did and why, I'm left with a feeling that they really don't agree with what I did and the fact that it was the best option, but they don't say anything. So now I'm not too sure. So, some backstory.
I'm not filled with confidence, but I listen.
Well.
I will listen.
Well, I've been playing and running TTRPGs and LARPs since college, but D&D 5e has always been my bae.
5e?
5e!
5e?
5e! 5e has always been my bae! I've played in a campaign for years run by my now husband. He played D&D once, immediately started running a game as one of the best DMs I've ever played with. Like how? Man is crazy talented anyway, this man right here. You decided to DM.
I'm an average man.
No, not true.
I'm an average man.
No way. Not true. Absolutely not true. You DM'd and you blew our fucking faces off, and you're the forever DM because you're amazing at it. Accept the compliment. Accepted. Accept? Accept the compliment.
I accept.
Thanks. So accept it, hop in. But I recently decided to run my own long-term campaign with a custom setting. I had the dream for a while to run a game for only ladies and or members of the LGBTQIA plus community, as I've played many, many games where I was the only girl, and I've had some friends who are members of the community with similar experiences of all or mostly cis, straight, white men games. But when the time Yeah. But when the time came to make a table, I needed to compromise as I didn't have enough people to make a foretop. By opening things up, I was able to get 5 players, 4 of which were totally new to tabletop games, and 1 who is my BFF, and I've played with her since the beginning of my nerddom.
Nice.
I made it clear to the newbies that if they turned out they didn't like D&D, they could leave either after the first session or after the first mission with no issues. Well, it turns out 2 peeps were just not the TTRPG types and they left. Fair enough. I asked another friend to join the table, and she brought in a delightful goblin fighter.
Ooh.
I had a foretop, which is my personal table minimum, and all was well. Flash cut to 1 week before the next game, session 6 if anyone is curious, where they would enter the wider world, and 2 members of the party break up. In real life, we'll call her A and him B. A and B were in a long-term relationship, and I am friends with both. The announcement came, and I immediately cancelled the next game. I cited personal matters to the table, telling them we'd reschedule, but I really did it because no one wants to play D&D with their ex that soon after a breakup. A thing to note, I am much better friends with A than B. Not to say anything bad about B, he's great, but I just know her better. Overall, she is overall more involved in the game and roleplay than he was. Here is the asshole part. While I waited a while to bring this up to her and didn't do anything without her consent, it was my intention always to ask B to leave the game due to the breakup. Not just because of this, as I had mentioned before, I had always wanted an all-girl / LGBTQIA plus game, but because both have been, because I have both been a player who was dumped by another player and the DM for a game where this had occurred, I know it's always messy. Players can have thinly veiled arguments in character or completely avoid interacting with the ex's character. It leaves many opportunities for people to be hurt, or just not to have fun, and not to mention the potential awkwardness to the table. After speaking and confirming with her that it was okay, I explained to him why I felt this was the best option. He agreed and left the game without any question.
So just to confirm that,
yes.
So she spoke to A.
She spoke to A. She said
was
to A, "That's fine." Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about the rest of the table, but OP definitely spoke to A.
Okay.
He agreed. He left the game without any question, but he did mention how much fun he was having and how much he would have had if it would have continued. And boy, did that hurt. I have seen both since, and everyone is on good terms. I've even hung out with them both at the same time since the breakup. We are playing this next game soon, and I have another player joining the game. Now it is the foretop of my dreams. Old friends and new friends, all women and are LGBTQIA+, who love the game and are also comfortable with my narrative, heroic, epic roleplay-focused style. But I'm starting to wonder if I did the right thing. I asked a good player to leave when he was willing to continue, because I assumed that they couldn't handle it, just because I couldn't handle it in the past. Am I the asshole? Oh.
Like, the thing is, you set out to want an all girls or an LGBTQIA plus table, and you got that, and like, I can't tell you enough how fine that is.
Oh, yes.
You want that? That's your dream.
Yeah.
You settle for nothing less.
Yeah.
Like, you get that.
Yeah.
Totally fine. I feel like you shouldn't have kicked him out. But at the same time, I guess you got what you wanted and it's your table. But at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah, there's two different things in here.
There's two different things here.
There's two different things
like,
in here.
wanting and getting that table.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations.
Yeah.
I bet it's amazing. I
That's
bet it's
important to
comfortable.
you, and
that's important to you.
It's important to have that as well.
Fucking go for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, have you just projected
yes.
your feelings of how you felt?
Totally.
How you think she feels?
How you think he feels?
How you think he feels?
Agreed.
And basically, like, jump the gun when they seemed like people can have amicable breakups.
Totally.
And be like totally fine with each other.
Totally.
And just be like, look, we're just obviously better friends than we are in a relationship.
And it doesn't always bleed over. Granted, a lot of the times it does.
Yeah.
I recognize that.
Like, I've seen it.
So
like,
have I.
People who've broken up and tried to like stay friends. It just does. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does.
Sometimes it does.
Like, I think, OP, you've said you've hung out with them since and everything's great and they're fine and I've been with them both together. I think maybe you've come to the conclusion that maybe you've made the wrong decision in asking.
Mistake.
And, I don't want to call you an asshole.
I don't think it's...
I don't necessarily think it's asshole behavior.
I think you just made a mistake.
I think you made a mistake.
Like, and the thing is, right?
Yeah.
This is the thing. Like, fucking newsflash.
Oh.
Fucking PSA.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm about to hit you with some fucking
You're
hot
about to
takes.
squirt them with milk.
I'm about to squirt you with hot milk from my udders.
Oh God.
You can make a mistake and not be an asshole.
Indeed. Amen.
Like,
amen.
Fuck me, have I made some mistakes?
Same.
The moment you're an asshole is the moment you make a mistake
and you don't own up to it.
And you don't go, shouldn't have done that.
You're not able to look out at that. And I think what's happened here is you're looking.
This submission is you not being an asshole.
I agree.
This is you being like, I've listened to what people have said, and I think I may have made a mistake.
Yeah.
And like that being able to look at yourself and like be like, yeah, I probably could have done that better.
Totally.
I probably shouldn't have said this. Like, that makes you not an asshole.
Agreed. And I think how I think I would have approached this situation is I would have had a conversation with them both individually and then a conversation with them together.
Yeah.
And I would have just, first of all, made sure individually they were okay playing with each other. In the conversation together, do a vibe check, see what the vibes are like.
This was their decision.
Yeah. And, you're never going to know. You're never going to understand the intricacies of their relationship because it's their relationship. You're never going to understand the genuine reasons why they broke up or how they individually feel about it. And together, I think I would have let the person stay.
Yeah.
I would have had the conversation. I would have cited my worries and my concerns. And here he is.
He's getting a little bit upset.
Oh no, why, honey?
He probably wants his.
Don't say it out loud.
There.
Don't say it out loud.
You can't come on the table though.
Oh, what do you think?
Are you gonna say hello to everyone?
Over there.
You're gonna say hello to everyone. Oh, you got a very waggly bum.
He's wiggling. His whole body's wiggling.
His whole body's having a wiggle.
Oh, yeah. Yes, very good.
Yes, okay. Are you going to jump down so we can finish this podcast?
Yes, we're so nearly done,
Then we'll
honey.
be with you, okay?
We're so nearly done. Go on. Off you go. I know for a fact the watch party is spamming the sticker of the dog that Kate made. Oh my God.
He's so strong.
Oh my God. He can stay. It's all right.
But the thing is, he's going to get on my laptop.
Yeah. There it is. Oh my God. I thought you got caught in your headphones there. Oh my Lord.
Oh my God. Okay, he's down.
Like
he's 9.
Yeah.
And he's
still acting like this.
Strong as a bull. It's ridiculous.
He is. You're strong as an ox, my son.
It's ridiculous.
I would have. He's fine. I would have let them stay. Had the conversation. Said these are my worries and concerns. If I start to feel like things are going a certain way, we'll have a conversation about it. Too many conversations, one of you's out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how I would have approached it. I wouldn't have just kicked him out.
No,
Because
I agree, and I think at the same time, you got the table that you wanted in the end. So not all is lost. I think, yes, you made a mistake. I think, yes, you probably understand that you made a mistake. It was their decision, not yours, because you're obviously just going off your own experiences in the past. Like, oh, it never works. It's like, but it can for some people.
Yeah, totally.
And if it was going to for them, it was their decision.
Yeah, that is just projecting. But that,
So-
that's a very normal human thing.
Just a very normal human thing. It's like, well, my experiences tell me this.
Exactly. What else do you have to go off apart from your own experiences?
Some people are different.
Yeah.
So, like, you aren't an asshole. You made a mistake.
Yeah, agreed.
If you really wanted to, you could probably ask him to come back.
Yeah, I don't really know how, like, what the time scale's
Yeah.
looking like in this.
So if you wanted to, you could ask him to come back. And it sounds like you're still fine with him. Like, you all hang around. So
yeah.
if you wanted to, you could, but you have the table that you wanted to. But I would just maybe going forward, talk to the people involved.
Yeah, totally.
And don't just go off your own experiences.
Yeah.
Because your experiences and other people's experiences are just different.
Exactly.
We're all different people.
Exactly.
We are a society.
Oh, we do be living in a society.
We do be living in a society.
So yeah, I hope that helps. Okay, no, I don't think you're the asshole.
Nah,
No,
I would say
I think
it was just a mistake.
Yeah,
it was just a mistake.
Agreed. And you know what? Again, it's all about intent. If you went in being like, you're fucking out, you fucking loser.
Fucking out. I can't believe
you're gonna cause so much fucking drama. The different.
Yeah, exactly. And that would have been asshole behavior.
It would have been. Okay. This is the last one.
It's the knacklety.
It's the knackled. I hate that. I hate the knacklety.
I love the knacklety.
Do you?
I love it.
Right.
It's my favourite word.
How about you?
Knacklety.
Oh. You know how some people have aversion to the word moist? I don't mind the word moist at all.
Moist.
It doesn't bother me.
I bet you so many people
Oh,
are like,
sorry. I bet so many of you cringing your fucking little
titties and dicks off.
I bet you're having the worst time ever. It doesn't bother me. But
what about knacklety?
Knacklety, that gives me the ick.
Oh.
Knacklety gives me
We'll
the
stop
ick.
saying it.
Oh, good.
The fuck?
Okay, so
come on then.
This is the last one. This is the ultimate.
Yes.
This is number 8, and this has been submitted by Anona Blaster. She goes by she, her.
Anona Blaster, she, her. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Am I the arsehole for suggesting that a player finds a different D&D group? I've been playing with my current D&D group for a couple of years now. We're all in our early 30s with full-time jobs, but we try to play 2 to 3 times a month. While we all have a strong desire to play, schedules, mental health, and even chores get in the way. Yep.
It be like that.
It really do be like that.
It do be like that.
Everyone has been really understanding of each other when cancellations happen. We just try to skip and try again the next week. A new player joined our game. You okay?
Yeah, I'm just checking on the door.
Oh, I heard a dog. Did you think it was our dog barking?
Yeah, potentially.
A new player joined our game a few months ago, and it has been going well, but I could tell it irritated them when cancellations inevitably happened. Last week, I woke up and I had a panic attack. It happens sometimes, but less as I get older. I was in the shower after it had passed, and I remembered that I had D&D that night. I felt incredibly guilty and anxious, and I had a hard time deciding whether to push through or ask to cancel. If I cancelled, it would be the 3rd week in a row that we wouldn't be able to play, but I felt mentally and physically exhausted. I just want to say, always prioritize your mental health and yourself first over the game, especially if your group, you're all in your 30s, you all understand, especially if they've been understanding and accommodating. Don't be afraid.
I don't get panic attacks very often, but I remember I had one.
Yeah.
And it was like, I had COVID.
Yeah.
And I'd gotten rid of COVID, but I had been tired and groggy and ill.
Yeah.
And I was fine, and it was days after I'd got a negative result and stuff like that. So it was one of my best mates' stag do's. I had to go to the stag do, and this is when I still drank.
Yeah.
2 or so years ago. I went out and I drank, didn't drink too much, came home, and the next day I was fine all day, but as we were going to bed, the exhaustion from the COVID hit me, the exhaustion from whatever hangover I had hit me, and I was going to bed, and I had a 3-hour panic attack or something.
Yeah.
And it fucked me up.
Big
time.
It wasn't you think of panic attacks in a visceral. That's how I have panic attacks, in the typical visceral way you would assume. But yours was kind of like a I think you described it as like a sense of dread,
Yeah.
right?
Like this horrible like sense of dread and like I don't know if I can describe it because it might send somebody in a panic attack.
Yes.
Like
yeah.
You know, like I had a panic attack and I don't have panic attacks. Like I'm not a particularly anxious person.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty calm most of the time.
Yeah.
And like it was just obviously
there was just a lot. The
absolute exhaustion fucked me up. And you know, for like a few days after that, I was like, I just could feel myself like easily slip into a panic attack. Like any second.
Yeah.
I'm fine now.
Yeah.
But you know, like panic attacks are fucking massive.
They are.
Like,
they really are. And again, it's like the time after. It feels like anything could send you off again. Like it's a really weird line to tread. Yeah, definitely.
So,
literally.
And like this person's the dungeon master.
No, they're not the DM.
Oh, right, okay.
No.
You know, but like social situations can also do that. So
totally.
I would understand.
They're exhausting.
They're exhausting.
They're absolutely mentally and physically
tire
draining.
You out.
Yeah,
like,
they do.
Really do. Like that rush of adrenaline.
Yeah.
Fucking wrecks you.
Yeah, it does. It does. So do not ever feel bad for prioritizing your mental health because of that. And everyone will understand. At least they should.
Yeah, they should.
Well, so I called our DM and he immediately told me that we were cancelling and asked if he could do anything for me. Very good of your DM.
That's a very nice thing to do.
He sent out a text to our group on my behalf and everyone sent their kind regards and offered help if I needed it. I felt so relieved and thankful. Then our new player messaged with, well, do we just play once a month now then? And then messaged me privately asking if I would mind if they just played without me. I'll admit this upset me, so I replied, sure, wouldn't want to ruin your day. I did end up apologizing the next day because my reply was passive-aggressive. Do you think that's passive-aggressive?
I mean, yeah, but I'd be pissed off if I got that fucking message. Like, if the consensus is, like, one person doesn't play, we all don't play, and then this new person comes in being like, like, gobbing off, like, yeah, I'd fucking hit him with a passive-aggressive, well, I'd probably just be upfront aggressive instead.
Is this, like, is it passive-aggressive because it's like...
Oh, I wouldn't want to ruin your day.
Okay, but I understand.
You get it, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I understand. In return, they acknowledged and apologized for their lack of empathy in the moment. I felt positive about everything until they said, I just hated that you cancelled the day off. You guys cancel way too much. I said that maybe we're not the right group for them then. They then texted our DM saying that I tried to kick them out of the group, which I definitely did not do. It was an honest suggestion that they would probably be happier in a group that had a set schedule.
100%.
I can only imagine how overwhelming it was for our DM, and it felt juvenile to keep going any longer. I suggested that we redo a session 0 to have a clean set with expectations set, in brackets, thanks, Jack. And I am truly attempting to be open with this player.
And Margaret. Margaret says all the time.
But I also don't understand why they would want to force themselves to play with us if they hate it so much. So a serious question, am I the asshole?
No. The thing is, it's like, they might just really like the way you play and wish you played more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if everyone's on the same level of, like, mental health comes first, life comes first, D&D is a secondary, then like, this person coming in and not holding those values
totally
can be quite jarring.
It is very jarring.
When everyone else is... Because the thing is, right, like, some people are just like this. They're like, what the fuck? Like, just get over it. And it's like, some people don't value the things that we value here as much, like mental health and taking a break if you're burnt out.
The really common thing is, well, if you just come along, you'll have a good time and forget about it. It's like, that might be true.
The thing is, that probably is true, but it's getting there.
Yeah, it's like that's not the problem.
Picking yourself up and getting there is the hardest fucking path.
And sometimes you just can't.
Sometimes you just fucking can't.
And sometimes
dig yourself out that hole.
And you shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to.
And it's like, well, it'll take your mind off of it. It's like, probably will.
But that's not what I need.
But right now, I need something to take my mind off this crippling feeling I'm feeling right now. And that's simply not it.
And it simply is cancelling D&D so I don't have the pressure of tonight.
Simply.
And the thing is, you are well within your right to say to this person, like, maybe you're not, because they clearly aren't.
Agreed.
They clearly aren't the right fit for this group.
Especially because they came in afterwards. I do think, OP, having a re-session 0, great idea. I honestly think redoing that, getting all of you together so you can all know exactly what the situation is. You can all make it clear what the, like, priorities are. I think maybe... I think this is just a knee-jerk reaction from the other person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You,
Like, I get that wanting to play D&D every week is like a fucking thing. Like,
Yeah.
I get hyped for
I
D&D.
get it. I get it.
We
I
get hyped
totally
for
get it.
D&D. Like, then, like, the last minute that not happening, yes, it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
But you need to understand that there are other people at the end of that message. Not just a message saying, oh, we're cancelling.
Yeah.
Someone's feeling something at the end of that.
Totally. And to be honest, for this player to then go to your DM being like, they're trying to kick me out.
Like, fucking come on, man.
Come on.
Let's just fucking, if we're having a conversation, let's have it. Let's not have a conversation while you have a conversation behind my back with somebody else.
And you know what? If this person can be as honest to your face, which is hard, by the way, to say, like, I hate that you cancelled the day of, you cancel way too much. It sounds like they're mature enough to be able to hold an honest conversation.
And like,
so why then go and say that?
That's fine, but that person needs to find a group where if one person can't make it, they still play.
Totally.
And your group isn't that.
Yeah, totally.
So you're right. They need to find a different group, in my opinion.
Or
Unless
they need to get down with the fact that this is just how it is.
Or they can get down with it.
Yeah, totally.
It's one or the other.
It is one or the other. It simply is. I think that's a great idea. Have a recession 0, hash it all out. Then it will become obvious kind of where everyone's priorities are and where everything lies. And oh my god, what the fuck, Jack?
I finished my drink.
Wow.
Now I've got ginger beer in my hand.
Nice. Yeah, I think no, you're absolutely fucking not the asshole because you didn't ask them to leave. You just said, like, we might not just be the group for you, which is a very mature, normal thing to say.
And probably correct.
Yeah, I agree very much so. No, of course you're not the asshole. No, of course you're not. No, absolutely not. I really don't like that the person went, tried to kick me out. Tried to kick me out.
No, I didn't.
Tried to kick me out. And
I bet
you know
the Dungeon
what?
Masters in that group conversation as well, and they were probably like,
what?
What are you talking about?
I also really don't like the fact that, you know, everyone was like, I hope you're well. Like, if you need anything, let me know. And then they message you privately, being like, well, can we just play without you? It's like, who have you ran that past?
Yeah.
Is it just you? Because I can guarantee you no one is going to want to do that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Weird. That's weird behavior. That's definitely unrestful.
Stinky
behavior.
behavior.
Stinky behavior, to be honest. Very unrestful. I'd say that's unrestful.
That's unrestful.
Yeah, that's unrestful.
I mean, we haven't been doing that, but, you know, it's unrestful.
No, we haven't actually. What did that come from?
What?
Oh, it was from the horrible house rules.
Unrestful. That's it. That's your film.
That's all you get.
That's all you
have.
You're only getting fucking 2.5
hours. You selfish.
Podblast content. And you'll get some more on Thursday.
Yeah, so get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Next Thursday is going to be advice. It's going to be some advice because
which we filmed last week, but we wanted to fit in the one D&D monk stuff as fast as possible because we want to give you the best content.
So if you've already seen the monk stuff. Again, next episode is going to seem a little bit higgledy-piggledy, so we apologize.
Yeah, we're going to be saying it's episode 50. It's not.
Yeah.
And we're going to say, the thing about the Homebrew challenge, that's gone.
It's gone. Yeah. I might just edit it out. Who knows? That's
a lot of work. You can just put a disclaimer at the beginning.
Yeah, we'll put a disclaimer in. So.
Anyway.
Yeah.
My dog's upset.
Yep.
I'm hungry.
Yep.
I got another podcast to do, so I'm going to go and get some fresh air.
How'd you enjoy it?
Come back.
You enjoy it? You have a good time?
I hope you did.
We have a nice time together. Good. Well, everyone be like, no, boo. I hate it here. It sucks here.
Let me leave. Never.
Thank you all so much for your submissions. Truly. Yep. If you have an Am I the Asshole, please send it in the link below.
If you got a horror story or an unpopular opinion or a D&D hot take, get it in down below.
Indeed. Go on, roll us out. Go on.
So, if you liked it, leave a like. Hit the thumbs up. 1,000 likes, man.
1,000 likes, man.
1,000 likes, man. Leave a comment with your Am I the Assholes or your opinion on these Am I the Assholes. Hit the bell notification to be notified when we upload a video on a Monday and a Thursday. And subscribe, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Please.
Subscribe. It's free.
Oh.
It's free.
Yeah.
I know most of you already are, but subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
3,000 subscribers when? We're very, very close.
We're very close.
I think we're about 30 off.
Yeah, we're very close to 3,000 subscribers.
So... I love you.
I love you.
The dog loves you.
Dog loves you.
And we will see you on Thursday. Bye.